All right. So I think who are we missing? We're missing
Mikey
Nick
and
and Mikey. And Nick said he's going to be 45 minutes late, which I assume he was serious about.
I assume so.
But he sent it about 45 minutes before the game started, so it was one of those. Is it he's gonna be late or?
I'm not.
So that's where I was with that, and he didn't really
Um,
I'm
correct me.
assuming he's going to be actually 45 minutes late.
Bummer, dude.
But I don't know for sure. Um, yeah, well, we'll assume 45. Assume the worst. And I'm guessing. Let me see
I don't
if
know
I
where
can
Mikey is.
get in touch with Mikey.
Mikey likes it.
Did he post say he was gonna be like 15 minutes late?
Mikey did?
I thought.
Yeah. Today at 5:27, running late from earlier from
Oh,
Easter plans.
Why
Be
you
like
guys-
15 minutes late?
you
Question
guys
mark.
putting so much stuff in the attendance folder. Let's see.
Oh, that's in the main chat that he just drew out.
Oh, it was in the main chat. That's why I didn't see it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So I guess we can just get started.
Let me know when you're ready for journal.
This is this anime girls in the attendance folder. What's going on here?
Hey, don't look. You can't question art.
Oh my god, what's going on?
Yes, you
in
can.
here? Keep it in the main chat. Keep it in your pants. Jeez.
They're
All
having
right.
problems with doing both.
Alright, well, anyway, now that I've lost all my sponsors again, let me see what's going on
Yowie.
today.
Yep.
So it
Must
looks
be hard for you to find new sponsors every week, Lou.
well, I keep at it. I'm that good. Just continually pulling new sponsors, and then I just lose them because of crazy stuff. But let's see.
No, not crazy stuff. Because Mikey and Nick.
This is Mikey and Nick.
Not crazy stuff. It's a very, very specific.
Very specific stuff. Fair enough. So it looks like Dewdrop is scribed this week, with Beans as quartermaster for his second turn. And I believe Oswin, you were the previous scribe. Could you give us a
Yep.
rundown of last time?
Yes, I could.
Thank you. Oh, and real quick, are you keeping the story point or passing it to someone?
I didn't know if anybody needed one.
Alright, well, we can assume you're keeping it then. Usually it's
Yeah,
just if you have, like, too many or something.
But it's
So
pretty
far-
early in this.
Or
So
someone can just yell out, I want a story point, and then you say no, and then you just ignore them and start reading anyway.
I want a story point.
No.
There you go. Exactly.
How many can we hold on to again?
10.
Yeah, I've only gotten what? Two already. Well, 3 with this one.
Alright, and it's perfectly fine to just say you're keeping it. I just ask in case people want to. Yeah, go ahead.
And I've got no problem sharing because usually I forget about them in the first place. So if somebody else is more active, besides him. No, just kidding.
Sorry,
Basically, we had a messy fight with some flesh golems, finishing off from a previous session, and it finally, after Nick went down several times, we were able to get a handle on them, take them down. And then the last room area that we were going to is the change room, which when we got over there, we found the chains broken and a room full of interesting traps. So Osmond went in, tried to figure out the traps, where they are, and how to disable and all that. There was a chest. We got loot out of the chest. And then when we went back up to go to the campfraus and the rest of the people in the camp, found out that they had to fight 4 undead and we lost some people, but they were able to take down the undead. And the last thing we were talking about is going back to town, and then that's about it that I remember. I put more information on the journal itself, but
So
I
for everyone listening, the actual journal entry was very well written. He did an amazing job. And I was hoping he'd share a little bit of it since we have time to kill.
we do.
yeah, I mean, don't feel pressured to, go through it quick. It's fine if you
Yeah.
want to read your stuff. I mean, people do it all the time, so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we got some time. Mikey might show up while we're doing the recap, or we could just do that. I mean, it's fine either way. But yeah, never
Yeah.
feel
Fine,
pressured
moving
to,
forward.
huh?
Oh,
Okay, in the future, I'll definitely do that. Little distracted today.
Yeah, no worries.
My mind, ADHD and anxiety and all that, not actual things I can control.
It'd
Gotcha.
be like, right?
Just be like, shut up, Nate. Just kidding,
Oh,
Nate.
yep.
I love you.
No, you can do that. You can do that.
But I'm not going to.
First the story point, now you're like, give us a show. Come on, Nate. Dance
Happy
for me.
birthday, Mr. President.
Well, anyway. So what was I? All right, the date and time. So it is the first of fall at 9:30 a.m. You had just had that one big battle in the morning, I think, and then came back out. Is that right?
No, we checked the room that had the chains on it,
Yeah, and it was broken open.
and then we played around with the. There was two different types of traps. There was something with poking straight up, and which we dodged around, and a pressure plate one that I dismantled, or Osmond dismantled, and then between Juan and Osmond, we were able to open the treasure chest,
Yeah, I was
and then we went up.
okay. That's right. You defeated the golems, then you took that rest, and then you went into the room with the chains. And I think I did give you the items in that chest.
Yes,
Yeah, so
I just
that's all
couldn't remember
taken
what they
care of.
were.
Strangely enough, I don't see them on my list here. Are they in chat, maybe?
It was one of the things that I think it was totally needed. Was it the spell ring, or was the spell ring somewhere else?
No, yeah. I got
it was
the
yeah.
Ring of Spell Storing. Yeah, we
Spell
dished that stuff out. I thought we were outside and we just like dealt with, seeing that our camp members had died or something. Or did we go past that and I just completely mind wiped myself from what exactly we were doing?
No, that's about
Yeah,
where
I
we
think that's
were.
where we're at, yeah.
Okay, all right.
That was the end.
I was just looking for the contents of the chest, and I wasn't seeing it in my notes.
Yeah, Ring of Spell Storing. It's like
I have the Ring of Spell Storing, but that was from the previous session, so I don't know if you got that from the chest.
I think there was a hat that makes you immortal.
That's
Oh
not
yeah,
true.
I do remember that one.
Deception
but it also
check failed.
No, it had a curse on it that if you take 1 HP, you immediately die. So it's like until its curse is lifted, it kind of just does that.
That's another deception check failed. Wasn't there a crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I'm just
light crossbow.
Yeah, it was light crossbow +1. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I had that right. All right. So, and we got someone.
Made it.
Nice. Or just you actually beat Mikey here.
I know, it's crazy. Is it though? Is it crazy?
Yeah, we thought you were going to be 45 minutes late.
Oh, it was a 45-minute drive. I was like,
Gotcha. All right. So, yeah, you were at the crypt, at the outskirts of the crypt, talking about what you wanted to do next. I believe there was some talk of returning to Chaur with the camp, and I think you also had spoken of finding the hobgoblins and returning their soldiers What they're called to them. Their badges.
Yes.
So,
I do.
what do you want to do?
I mean, I'd like to return to Char for at least a day or two for non-selfish reasons.
What?
What?
All right. So, are we traveling back to Char?
If anybody else, speak your piece.
Well,
yeah, let's just do it.
did
Yeah,
we
yeah. If that's what Osmond wants to do, then yes,
I
let's
thought we were
do
going
that
to
as well.
Orchard and talk with Orchard.
Don't we need
'Cause we
to
just
also report
completed-
in? Yeah.
Work hard?
So you
Are we
are
doing that right now?
Yeah, you are in the camp right now. So yeah, if you want, you can.
How about this? Whatever's closer.
Yeah. What is closer?
Well, Char is probably closer just because you don't know exactly where Graves is. You'd most likely have to find one of his people, one of his scouts out in the forest or by the road. And you don't know exactly how far his camp is from Char because you've never been there.
Right.
Oh, Mikey's here.
So finding Graves would be a little bit more involved. Whereas Char is just a couple hours journey to the southeast.
I guess if there's a good reason to go to Char.
Maybe someone
Then
in Chaur
I'd be
can
on
help us
board.
find Graves.
I don't know if that would be a good idea to ask around, since mainly I feel like most people in Char want us to take out the Iron Tide. So I don't know if
We
it'd be
could,
best to
probably
like
lay
start
low there.
asking around. Yeah.
Asking about what?
Technically, we are taking them out by working with them and reducing their attacking the city, so we are fixing that problem, just not directly.
Yeah. I just want, I guess, a show of hands. I suppose what we want to do.
Toad leaf, kind of to get to like an apple with a little bit of the caramel on it.
Shock
Why do you
says,
want the hairball?
the only reason I would like to return to town is to bring the bodies of some of our fallen back, but we can do that later if needed. I can see the wanting to go speak with Graves as well and get this all resolved so they stop attacking Char, maybe.
Yeah.
And we could also resupply in Char. It won't be very long.
All right. Yep. Okay. Char it is. It sounds like that's it. Yep.
Alright, so the
Yep,
group
yep, yep.
is traveling, breaking camp, and heading southeast.
Toad leaf excited because now
Before we get there, sorry, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was just saying Toad leaf looks excited because now he gets a candy apple. So that's what he wanted from.
Cool.
That's the only reason why he wanted to go to Char. Was for a caramel apple. So
Alright, did you say something, Beans?
I was just going. Just to review everything that we've done in this group. Have we revealed that we're going against Blackwater to anybody at this point?
I would say probably not a good idea to let Blackwater know currently that we are.
Working with Bloodhand and Iron Five.
Some of his enemies, yes. That may not be the smartest decision we can make right now.
Cool. Great.
How does the rest of you feel?
I think that's wise. And Blackwater seems to be friends with a lot of people in town.
He sends us for us to make needless enemies.
I'm not a big fan of politics.
Good.
Shock says,
Cool.
well, if we are going to go against Blackwater, we should definitely be cautious. I mean, do we know for a fact that he has betrayed the town, or are we just taking the word of these soldiers, these mercenaries?
Well,
Um,
so
Go ahead.
different question. Me being new to this, are we sure nobody who's got ears in this camp would be leaking information to him? Do we need to speak in a more private place about this type of stuff?
Uh, I trust the people here with us.
Okay.
But yeah, let's make sure we keep the any discussion of our work with the Blood Hand and Iron Tide on the quiet side.
Won't hear
keep it
anything
on
from
the
me.
DL. That's right, Shock. Keep it on the DL.
Shock says, I have no love for Blackwater or the nobility in general. Although
Okay.
I do recognize their power and the dangers of turning on them, so I definitely would not say anything.
Okay.
Great. So let's get a candy apple for Toadleaf. I don't know where to get one of those, and then a gem. Right, Osman, you need a crystal of some sort, a gem
Uh,
of some sort.
Yeah, it needs to be of decent quality. Translation, it needs to be 100 gold pieces or value. So I can get my creation up and running. Charlene.
Great. Jimmy, do you need anything? Do you want anything from town?
You know, I don't think I'm aware of any specific equipment that would help me in a major way right now. My dagger helps with a lot of the ranged attacks and the magical damage
Great.
issues, and I can't use armor, so
Great.
I can't think of anything
Cool.
specific. I could probably find something to do.
Cool. Are you
That's-
did you have a religion, or is boxing your religion? I know sometimes
You know,
monk types.
I-
Yeah.
the squared circle is a sort of church of its own.
Great.
And the brutal sacraments which we administer to one another are blows and fists. See?
I'm just saying, guys, like, I have lost my religion because that's me in the corner and that's me in the spotlight.
You're mad all the time. Okay.
It's me.
Cool. Well,
I'm
I think we're
sorry.
ready.
I mean, oh no, guys, I've said too much.
Ah!
Or I haven't said enough.
So you're traveling right now. I am rolling for to see if anything happens. So Nick, as you're all traveling down the road, and this is kind of in front of everyone, so you all kind of would hear this. Melody would approach you, and she would say, "Nick, I wanted to speak to you a bit about what happened. I'm a little disturbed about what you did to that body." She says, "While I understand you're wanting to keep everyone safe, even in death, enemies should be respected and not butchered. They are not livestock."
Okay.
Do you say anything? All right, so you say okay. She just kind of nods and smiles and says, "All right, I just thought I'd mention it. Made me feel a little bit strange when that happened, but
I'll try and keep it in mind next time so I don't make you feel uncomfortable.
she smiles again and says, "I appreciate that. Thank you." And she'll just kind of walk back to with some of the other camp people.
All right.
All right, so a
Above
couple of... Go ahead.
I was making a joke. I was gonna say above her head it says Melody approves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone liked that.
Yep.
All right, so it's about 1:30 in the afternoon when you arrive back in Chaur. Everything is still, or the gates are still all closed up, but the guards will allow you entry as you approach. They say, the miscreants are coming, open the gate. And you all enter from the west side of town. What do you want to do? In town, you can pretty much like buy stuff at book price. We can start passing time, or if people want to do private things like separate from the group, you can just let me know.
I mean, yeah, totally head straight to the market, trying to find a candied apple.
All right.
Go ahead, yeah. So, Leaf, would you like to go with us to return these bodies to the townsfolk?
Toadleaf is gone. He is gone. I mean,
right.
Your camp is gonna wait outside because they don't want to bring the ogre into town. They don't want to even attempt it. So they're setting up outside the gate, just FYI. But they're close by if you need to talk to them.
I also talked to, I guess maybe a merchant or something. See if I could buy.
No one is selling a candied apple, just FYI.
Oh, damn it!
There's not enough sugar to make candy and apples.
Oh, that's sad. How about a cow? I want to buy a cow for Gurglow.
Yeah, if you want to buy some livestock, you could probably buy a cow at book price.
Okay. All right.
What kind of merchants are out here? Oh, I'm always +1.
There's you have that mark on you. Let me save your token in its unmarked state. So there's not all that much in terms of things being sold. The economy in Chaur is not very good right now. I mean, they pretty much just have basic equipment, and even that is not the highest quality. You probably can't find armor or weapons right now unless you look for like a private seller. Like no one in the marketplace is selling them.
Potions, health potions.
You have a contact who can sell you health potions. Good question. So you know, last time you met the old man Doru, and he sold nature components as well as potions and other useful items.
Yeah.
You want to go with me to Doru's?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say if you check with him, he does not have any. He tells you that he is pretty much been using all of them to help the town guards, and any nature components or potions he creates is going to help those in need. But if you do find any nature components and want him to work on a potion, he can do that and make them for you. Actually, you know that Melody can do that as well.
That's right.
I would like to talk with Doru about maybe borrowing another spell from his, or copying a spell from his spellbook.
He would say, what sort of spell are you looking for?
I was looking for maybe a second level ritual, or second spear ritual spell.
He says, my apologies, I don't have anything like that.
What about magic missile?
He says, I do have that if you need it. As long as you have the inks to scribe it, I can...
I believe I do.
He says, well, then I suppose I can give you a look. So yeah, he would let you scribe magic missile. That will take, I think it's 1 hour and, 50 gold pieces worth of inks?
2 minutes with the scribe.
Alright, so go ahead and link your ability.
I think that's it. No, just kidding. Wrong one.
I'm like, what?
Hmm.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And you said 50 ink?
Yeah, is it 50 or 100 per level for
I thought
scribing
it was
spells?
100 per level, but I will gladly pay 50.
No, it would be whatever the standard is. Which I guess I'll look up since we don't know for sure.
Yeah, I've pulled up
50,
my
you're
page.
right.
So I bought a cow for 10 gold. Is that okay, Lou?
Yeah, if that's the book price, you could say you bought it for 10.
I couldn't find it. I just used the Thieves Guild. It's a good tool for them. So
And I would ask Doru, what can we do to support you and support this town better? I really appreciate you sharing your library and your knowledge with me.
So
You've been a great mentor.
really quick, 2 hours and 50 gold pieces per level.
Cool. And with
so-
this scribing thing, it's 2 minutes per level and still 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, 50 maho of ink. He says, whatever you can do to help us, I would greatly appreciate. The town is suffering because of the acts of those mercenaries, so I guess if you were able to stop them somehow, then that would very much help us.
And Toru, you are wise with magic. We happened upon a desecrated crypt outside of town. It almost took the lives of, well, it did take the lives of some of our companions. Do you know anything about the sort of magic that can cause this desecration and how we can get rid of it?
So, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm more of an alchemist and a simple potions master. I don't really know much about desecration. You probably want to speak to the priests over at the Palor Shrine. As such things are more their area of expertise.
That makes sense. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
Of
others
course.
Yeah, and we will do our best to keep an eye out for things that can help you. And I wouldn't call yourself a simple potion master. That Fear tells me you have many years of experience, and from playing with the chemicals.
Well, I appreciate that, young one. I find it best to remain humble. But if you wish, you can go to the back of my stall, and it's quiet back there. You can copy the spell, however long it will take you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so Jimmy, camera, do you want to do anything? You have the camera. Or are you just going to hang out?
I want to inquire of a local town if there are any sort of sporting or competitive events or things that happen here in Chaur.
Sure. So real quick, Beans, place yourself on the map where you went. Okay. So Jimmy, you're kind of walking around inquiring about, like feats of athleticism or like competitions.
Yeah, or if they, any sort of competitive events or leagues or teams that exist within the city. He wants to get up to date on the athletic scene in Chaur.
Give me, I guess, either persuasion or investigation.
Okay. Well, I don't have a great either of those, but let's try this one.
Ooh. So you're walking around. So you spend a couple of hours on this. The only thing you find is that there is like a competitive like farm hoeing event that is like a little competition that the people of Blackwater's farm do every now and then, where you're just basically like plowing a bunch, and whoever does the best gains like some props among the farmers.
Amy would like to enter the farm plowing event.
All right. So they say, yeah, sure. If you have a free, if you have some free time during one of these days, just stop by and we can run some events. So you can do that as a downtime activity.
All right.
All right.
I guess we'll do that later then if I want to.
Well, as the group, I'm not sure if the group is staying here all day to do downtime stuff.
Okay. Well, I will just make note of that and start to get interested in all the local plowing.
All that local plowing.
Mm-hmm.
What about
You
Oz?
set me up.
I set you up for that one. What about Oswin? Are you up to anything?
He's following Beans because when he mentioned that he needs 100 gold piece gem, Beans said he could probably front him the coin until he can repay back. So he's following him to get the coin so he can get his infusion going.
Are you
As
gonna?
I pop out of,
Are
could
you?
I ask? Yes.
Go ahead.
Could I ask Dory if he knows anybody who can help my friend out here? He's looking for a gem to use for magic.
So, yes, I believe one of the stalls on the western edge of the market, the larger, almost house-like one, he has gems. You could go inquire. He's probably fairly willing to sell right now, as I'm assuming with the, caravans not coming in, he probably doesn't have many clients.
Ah, well, thank you.
Yes,
Sounds like
thank you.
Of course.
Aswin, I'll follow you now.
So where was it? Down where?
He said at the west of town, and you can see there's a pretty big stall. You think that's probably the one he's talking about.
Okay. Then I'll go there and try to see about negotiating for a decent gem or crystal.
All right. So, yeah, you go inside, and it looks like there's a couple of gems on display. You see the guy has some private bodyguards kind of watching over the place. He greets you. He says, "Welcome, friend. You look like someone with some extra gold. Perhaps a gem for the love of your life?"
Yeah, gem. Can you show me some decent gems? And I'm trying to figure out a way to say the value without saying 100 gold piece value because it's kind of hard.
He says, "Well, my name is Corden Gloss, and it sounds like you're looking for something very specific."
Mm-hmm. For magic.
Yes, I've definitely had wizards deal with me before. I know that you need very specific gems for what you do. Can you tell me a little bit? So, which gem is this for? What spell? Out of character?
Homunculus Servant. Give me a second here. Boom.
If you want to link it.
Yep, that's... It's a it's an infusion, so there we go. Tube. Trying to get it.
I think there should be a button to link it from your sheet.
But I'm still finding holes in my sheet because, like, it just says infuse item. It doesn't say which items that I. Oh, there it is. I actually do. I did get that one in. There it is.
All right. So yeah, he can sell you a gem worth 100 gold pieces. He'll ask for 100 gold pieces for it.
Is this okay, Beans?
Oh, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me.
Thank you. I will repay you as soon as I can.
All right. So you, who's paying him? Beans.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Beans gives him 100 gold, and he will give you the gem. So you should be able to make your servant now.
Excellent. I need to help me remember to tell Shock that I'm going to be modifying his sword again. Beans.
What about Juan? What is Juan doing?
Okay, I want to go build up some chivalry and amicability with the townspeople and spread like stories of our great deeds, like, you know, like. So I would like walk into the dark water, and then can you explain like what's going on when I walk in at this time?
All right. So this. Someone echoing me. All right. So this is more, I think, like a downtime activity. So
I was gonna like walk in and just make like a show, and see if I could like persuade anyone to tell us like any of their, like if they have any problems going on, be like, yes, we're the people to take care of it.
The main problem is the town being under attack by the Iron Tide. That's pretty much, if you talk to the people, I mean, most people would just tell you about that. There's nothing really else you would get right now.
But I'm gonna like walk in and like start putting on like a performance, singing like the heroics of the magical miscreants, buying like a round of beers for everyone, a round of drinks.
All right, so you're doing carousing?
Yeah, but I was gonna like do it like a little bit extra, if like, you know, that's okay. Like I said, like rather than just paying like the 50 gold, like buying drinks like on top of it for people.
We have
But
like
yeah,
a drink,
I'll
a drinking
carouse.
game.
All right,
See if there's some
so
gambling.
I mean, you can pay extra if you want. You could probably do up to 50 gold. There's no bill. Well, I mean, I guess there's Blackwater. Also, who keeps echoing me? That's driving me
Mikey.
crazy.
It might
Mikey,
be me, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh
if you
my
could
God,
do
Mikey.
push to talk. Yeah, so you could do up to 50. If you want to spend some more, that's fine, but it would probably still just be the 50 effect. If you want to start a project for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going to spend all day here. But yeah.
I just wanted to go like chum up the people of Chaur.
Sure. So you're kind of in there talking and doing some
See if I can
entertainment.
find any like gossip and any
Okay.
information that I think might be pertinent to what we're trying to do. If anybody heard anything.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
No, I let him. Yeah, finish up what he's doing. It's fine.
I think that was it for him.
Sorry. Oh, I was gonna, I guess, be in the bar with him and be like, yeah, because I'm like in the mood for some drinks. I'd be like, is there anyone here who thinks they can beat me in a drinking contest? Maybe one.
So I'm never one to back down.
I think that'd be fun.
Couple
Yeah,
of
that'd
the
be fun one. We well-deserved drink. I think we've earned it. I don't care if it's 9:30 a.m. It's never too early.
it's 1:30 in
It's
the
9
afternoon.
p.m. somewhere.
1:30, yeah, okay. 1:30, even closer to 5:30.
1:30.
Some of the farmers would say, we'll drink with you if you're buying.
See, of course. Tell me your woes.
How about
while we
this? How about
partake
this?
in merriment.
I'll buy you a drink if you can drink more than me. I'll pay for what you drink, I guess, yeah. If you can drink more than me.
Give me a persuasion at disadvantage.
I want to join in on this and say, obviously, yes, this is a great thing to do. Come join with us.
Sorry. Nope, that's not the right one. That's initiative. I'm not trying to fight these guys.
Yes, you are. Don't lie to us.
Oh
Six.
no.
Uh,
One.
So
Ugh.
the people seem pretty unhappy, poor, and like maybe some of them have lost family members. There's not a lot of merriment.
Uh-oh.
People
I will
here.
gladly pay for
Guess
their
I think
drinks
about
then,
it.
just
Okay.
to brighten their spirits. I'll
Yeah,
pay for them.
if
Yeah.
you're
Say,
paying for
please
them,
come. Let
then
me
they
lift your
will.
spirits.
But yeah, I mean, you're pretty sure most of these people are not sure they're going to be able to, buy food for their families tomorrow. So they're probably not going to just start drinking a bunch if it's going to cost them.
And
Okay,
I say
so
for every
All
drink
right,
they
yeah.
have, I'll
I
give
guess
them
screw it.
half a silver for every drink they
Yeah,
have
how
with
much
me
how much
too,
does a drink
to
how much
help
does a
pay for
drink
food and
cost?
stuff.
all right, and yeah, this could all be just part of your carousing project that you're doing. So there's
Yeah, screw it.
a thanks from a bunch of people like, oh yeah, we'll drink with you, and that's so generous of you to pay us. Thank you so much.
I guess could me and Juan just have a drinking contest then, and we'll just pay for everybody's drinks to watch us
Yeah,
drink
sure,
back
that's
and
fine.
forth? Okay,
And
cool.
I'll say,
So-
yes. I'm like, take your bets. I'm like, for everybody that bets on the right
Yeah.
side, a silver coin to each.
Huzzah! All right, so the people are getting more into it. So I guess for the group as a whole, are we spending a day here, or are we gonna like go and head out today, or are you waiting till tomorrow?
I'm ready for some downtime. We've been fighting so much. I don't know. That's up to you guys.
No, I agree. We should at least spend a day or two.
Yeah.
A day.
Okay.
Just have some fun.
So
Roll a con save just for role play because we can talk about it in chat.
Yeah.
yeah. So if you guys are having a drinking contest, you can both start drinking. First con save is going to be DC 10 to not get too plastered. As you've been drinking for probably at least an hour. Oh no, well,
I'm immediately puking.
yeah, you're immediately under the table.
Damn, that's must have been some good stuff. So Lou, I'm taking the cow back to Gurglow right now.
All right. So yeah, you go to the go back to your camp outside town where everyone's
Yeah.
set up. A bunch of the warriors see you bring the cow. They say, "Oh, we're gonna have livestock following us around. That might slow us down a little."
Oh no, this is just a snack for Gurglow.
Oh. No. All right. And they just kind of walk away. So you're giving the cow to your ogre.
Yeah, so I'm like, Gurglow, I brought you a cow. I remember you saying that you like to eat the cows, but there is one stipulation. I have to cook it.
So as you're talking, a club will come down and just crush the cow's skull. Gurglow says, huh? Cook it? No,
No,
ruin meat. More blood if just eat. And he just starts taking bites out of it.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, he seems like he just wants to eat it raw.
That's great.
Are you gonna say anything or just kind of shrug?
He's just looking in amazement and like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, he's just, yep.
A couple of the guards are like, ugh. As,
Yeah.
this ogre just starts eating this live cow. Well, dead cow now.
So, if anybody else has anything to do, otherwise, yeah, totally could probably just chill at the camp for a little while.
All right. Well, I think Nick and Juan are doing carousing, and you're working on that together, I assume.
Yeah, is that cut down like the half the time, or is it like we each get a roll after 5 days?
You can do it either way. You can either like both put a day towards the project, or you can do separate projects.
So if Nick's doing like, it might be more beneficial for Nick to do it with me because we know we're always going to get above a 17. Maybe is that what you're saying? Like we can both work towards it. Like
Yeah, and
I
I
can
take
roll for
the
both of
higher
us?
roll. So you
Okay,
both roll,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I take the higher of your two rolls. If
I'm
you,
down to do that, Nick.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
I will log it in the.
it will.
journal.
It'll still take 5 days, but yeah, you both roll, and you would, like I said, take the higher of the two.
So it might be easier for him to do it himself then, because it doesn't. We don't get any like extra benefits, right? Like,
You just get 2 dice rolls, so you're less likely to roll poorly. Because it's hard to
oh,
get
well, I'm not
bonuses to downtime stuff. It's just basically your flat roll. You can't do like guidance or anything.
yeah. So I'm gonna
Also-
say it's better for Nick to do it on his own then.
Wait, what?
Carousing, because I know I'm gonna roll well for it. So like,
Well,
we
then
should
roll
have
for
you
it.
do your own.
I
We gotta
mean,
wait 5 days.
he could just like role play that he's there hanging out. But yeah, if he wants to do his own project, then he'd be like putting some money towards it as well. So it'd be like however much he wants to put towards it if he wants to do. Because I mean, you don't have to do medium class. He can look for like poor contacts. I think that's 10 gold for the week. But however you guys want to do it. So Beans, what about you and Oswin? What are you doing?
Austin, I'm not sure where all of our friends disappeared to, but we did come here to return some of the bodies we found to the
Yes.
town, as well as their.
We can roleplay that, but we don't have to. If you don't want to, I could just say Shock does that. But it's up to you.
One of the things is, since I plan to multi-class into wizard, Oswin is actually talking to Beans about what it entails to be a wizard and all that. So we're kind of doing that in between everything.
All right, that's fine.
I'll give. Yeah, I have a bunch of books that I carry around with. We could start reading them and talking about the underlying theory of a lot of this magic while we're sitting around the campfire.
Excellent. I really want to. I need to.
I look forward to seeing. I don't know how you made those thunder gauntlets of yours. I've never seen anything like that.
It's
As well as the way you've infused that armor.
it comes from sourcing the magic that's native to the land and putting it into an object, containing it in the object. Not doing anything like what you do, which is you go straight from the weave into you to the spell. I have to put it into something.
I have my quill and book that help me with my work.
Excellent.
Um,
I look forward to learning more.
but yeah, I guess. I mean, we're starting downtime projects. I don't think there's a place to read. There's no library here.
There's Blackwater's library. That's pretty much it, though.
And Doru doesn't have a library.
Oh no, I mean he has a couple of books, but nothing as big as like a whole library.
And what about the criminal elements?
The Blood Hand? No, they don't have a library. Although you probably could talk to them about other things if you wanted to. This is like a small border town. There's barely anything here. And just, Nick, if you want to look at some of the downtime activity stuff.
Oh, that's what I was. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys can look through it. There's a lot there, but just to give you an idea of the type of stuff you can do. You can also just come up with your own stuff, and then I have to figure out how it would affect things.
And Lou, I sent you a token for the homunculus. Homunculus. I am bad at saying that.
Homunculus?
Everybody I've met pronounces it a different way.
Yeah, I can take a look in a moment.
It's just simple art, but it's to get something going.
Alright, so if you all have projects, I can start passing time and just say you're working on your respective projects. If not, let me know what you're doing.
Oswin, is there a project you want to work on? I might just work around town, and let's make sure Jimmy. Is there a fighting pit in town for Jimmy?
Well, Jimmy's over looking into competitive plowing right now.
Yeah, he's plowing.
As far as I could find out,
that's-
all there was competitive plowing.
He's plowing some fields over there.
He's plowing local.
I'm hoping if I earn the townspeople people's trust by winning the plowing competition, I can find wherever their
Alright,
secret
Chaur.
fighting organization is that they won't tell me about.
Yeah. So you could do a downtime project for the plowing competition. I'll say it's like 10 gold to enter, and it would be an athletics, a con save, and what else would be good?
Animal handling? That kind of plowing, or is it?
Yeah, sure. I'll say you'll make those 3 checks at the end of the week. Athletics, a con save, and animal handling. And the better you do, the better you'll do in the competition. It costs 10 gold pieces.
One more time. It was athletics, what and what?
So it's...
Athletics, animal handling, and I thought con.
Yeah, so it's 10 gold pieces, and at the end of the week you make those 3 checks, and depending on how well you do, we'll decide how well you do in the competition.
Okay, I also have this.
Sure, I'll give you advantage on the athletics checks for that then.
Right. So do we? I have to wait till we've actually played through a week of days in town for that. I'm not doing that now, right?
Yeah, it would be 5 days. So after 5 days, you make those checks. But basically,
Okay,
yeah.
This would be like a day added.
Yeah, so you could...
Just so
Go
he's
ahead.
gonna get up on like a barrel or something and yell, "I shall be the champion plower in this town.
Alright, so
Come and
you-
see me Friday night, whenever." And then he sort of shimmies back down off the barrel.
yeah, all the farmers are cheering for you. So yeah, there's actually a place in the magical miscreants area for downtime activity stuff for you to record like how many days you put towards something.
I guess if everybody else is doing one, I guess I need one. I'm gonna be. So I picked up some of those Arcana books.
Yeah, an easy thing you can do if you're not sure what to do is either learn a tool or learn a language. It takes a while, but you can just start dumping days into that.
Real quick, Lou, where did you say the place for downtime activities was in the...
I think I linked it. So you should, if you don't see it on your screen, then you should see it under notes and rules in the journal.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
It's in the treasury.
Certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. I think he's talking about the... Were you talking about the sheet for the party or the downtime activities description?
The sheet for the party.
Okay. There should be a link to that. If you haven't seen it yet, it's in main chat under the pins.
Oh, okay. I was looking in Roll20.
Okay, let me get your...
I think I've...
token.
Okay, I see it. All right.
Yeah, so that's where you basically record like progress in whatever you're doing. And you don't have to come up with something right now, but during downtime, that's one way to earn resources. You could just be doing like RP stuff if you want. Like, it just depends on how much you want to engage with the downtime stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm for mine. I'm gonna be trying to teach Gurglo about the weave using my Arcana books that I have.
All right.
It's going to be a difficult.
Trying to teach him how to do magic.
I mean, you've already stated that ogres can't do magic, but I'm going to start still with the basics
All right.
because Toad.
I'll say you can spend every 5 days you spend on it will cost you 10 gold pieces, and there's a 1% chance he learns it. Cumulative.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So the
That'll
the more weeks you put towards it, the more chance he might learn something magical.
This is what I'm doing from now on, everyone.
Just remember, it's 10 gold a week to do this.
Okay.
It's gonna be a real shame if Gurgle gets murdered.
True.
Right.
All right. So unless someone else needs to get a project, I will pass pit fighting.
Yeah, is there pit fighting, or did we? I don't remember if we talked if there was any fighting going on, or.
I mean, there's. Like you talking about the pit fighting, like the downtime activity?
Yeah.
Let me look at something.
To the death.
For the downtime project, what do I call it? Just teaching magic or what? Like
Teaching ogre magic, probably.
Here we go. Perfect.
Oh wait, I could just look in here. Let's see. Gambling, pit fighting. Okay.
I don't know if I'll do that though, honestly. But
Okay, here it is. Just trying to figure out if there's any investment money you have to put in.
right.
No, okay, so yeah, I'll say like maybe some of the farmers have like a wrestling competition that you could join.
That's what Jimmy was trying to get into.
Yeah, he just rolled really poorly on his finding out about it. But I think Nick's well, actually, yeah, Nick, give me a persuasion check. Let's see if you can find out about this. Okay. So yeah, you're talking to some people while you're drinking at the Dark Water, and you find out that there is basically like a farmer's bare knuckle boxing thing they do.
Nice.
You can join it, and basically it would be the same as like a pit fighting thing. So you'd make the checks like you were doing pit fighting. There isn't really any money being given out for now. It's just kind of for fun.
Oh.
Because everyone is poor right now.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just tell Jamie about it, and if he wants to do it with me, then we could do that. Whatever.
All right, so maybe later on the day you go let Jimmy know while he's plowing.
Yeah.
Seems like Nick found the boxing matches.
What? Nobody told me about no boxing matches. He's like midway through a plowing montage.
One of the farmers is like, "Oh yeah, there's some boxing we do but I'm not sure. You're made of stone. That might be cheating."
Turns out they were just trying to trick Jimmy into plowing a field.
It's like like Karate Kid. You're like, just tricked you into doing their chores.
No, you didn't do a good job on that one. Go over to this field over here.
Yeah.
Hoe on, plow off.
Plow on, plow off.
How about this? How about if I am Nick's boxing coach to go into the pit fights?
It can be his what's it called?
Why don't you do it with me?
Well, if they don't want me to, because I'm a fantastical metal man.
So it does seem a little unfair that he's made of stone and we're all made of meat.
Oh, it's all for fun, right?
I'd like do a persuasion check to try to get them to let me into the competition.
Sure.
Can I help him with that?
Yeah, I guess you could both roll.
Oof.
They say, like, we could try it out and see how it goes.
Jimmy, just to roleplay it a little bit, Jimmy says, "Look, fellas, I'm not gonna hurt nobody. We're all in this for a good time. My soul yearns for sport and for competition and for challenge. We're all stuck in this town under siege. We need something to get our blood up, right, boys?"
You would say, what, you don't want to do the plowing competition anymore?
'Cause I'll still do the plowing competition. Don't you
All right.
worry. But I can't say no to a boxing match, he says, with a twinkle in his robotic eye.
Alright, so that would be a different downtime thing if you're doing that instead of the plowing.
Yeah, I think that he is going to switch over to doing the boxing because that's what he loves and it's his entire character personality. But he does develop like an extreme fan interest in the plowing competition. Is like eagerly waiting for the match.
Alright, sounds good. So I'm going to pass the day unless anyone else needs to do anything.
Just for homunculus, after a long rest, I'd need to switch it over.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just want to make sure that was on the docket.
Some sort of charity work in town. I don't know what he could do. That would be his desired downtime.
Who's that?
Beans.
Charity work.
Carousing? Yeah, it's like carousing, isn't it?
Or you, yeah, I guess
the religious thing.
you could do religious services.
I don't want to do religious services because Beans is not a religious person.
Let me introduce you to the religion of magic.
So it would either be I would want to do either charity work somehow or
Yeah, you can we can reskin carousing as charity work if you want to put money towards helping the town. You maybe make some contacts.
That's not going to go over too well. Then I guess I'll just work.
You could just say you're doing charity work and it has no effect, like no actual mechanical thing. You're just helping out the town.
Yeah, maybe I'll just work with Doru or something in the market.
Like, what are you trying to accomplish with your charity work?
Gain not necessarily a contact, but a favorable perspective of me.
Sure. So I guess so the town likes you more. Is that what you're trying to do?
Increase his reputation.
I mean, there isn't really a reputation stat, but yeah, we can say you're helping.
If it's the other thing, work would be I would be kind of working in town, just getting a job, child labor.
Keeper. I mean, yeah, if you just want to try to help out the town, like it might increase the town's, whatever of you, their opinion of you. We could do that as an RP thing, so you're not actually spending resources. You're just helping out where you can. Okay.
Cool. Did we get a long rest from yesterday? Like, it's supposed to be morning, right?
No.
No, we're in the afternoon.
We're still in the afternoon.
Okay, all right, yeah. So, I mean, I guess if everybody's done with their thing, last thing I'd want to do is go check on Ikidon.
All right. I guess for Beans, if you want to do like a charity project, how much money would you want to put towards helping the town? Or would you just want to do this in like labor?
I mean, I'm kind of short on money right now.
Okay,
friends.
so
Yeah.
okay,
'Cause
so
otherwise I would be scribing scrolls.
if you want to just be like, say, trying to use your
I mean,
magic.
25 gold piece I could throw towards it. Yeah, or 30.
Okay, so kind of charity work, some funding, and like I assume you're just using very weak magic because you don't want to. You're
Yeah.
not. Do you want to spend actual spell slots on this, or are you just kind of?
I would be fine spending spell slots in the downtime, yeah.
All right. Okay. So you said 30 gold and how many spell slots each day that you're working on this?
2 first, 1 second.
All right. So the downside of this is if something comes up during your downtime day, you will be down those spells if you're okay with
Yeah.
that. All right. So go ahead and make note of that, the amount you invested and the spell slots. And I'll say this will be 5 days as well.
Cool, thank you.
And at the end of which you'll increase your standing in the town for both you and the group.
Great.
Okay. So passing time. We said Toadleaf, you're looking for Oswin?
Yeah. Ikidon. I'm trying to find whatever happened to Ikidon. He was back to town, and Toadleaf enjoyed the little dragon.
Does Ikidon, is he still in town? What would he be up to? Oh wait, he's an NPC now, right? He's your old character.
He was beat up pretty bad, so obviously Toadleaf would want to check on him.
How many days ago was that?
Like 1, 2,
yeah.
something like that.
A day ago. So yeah, he's probably just still resting in the dark water.
So I guess let me see. Do you wanna play it out, Osmond, real quick?
Well, he'd be an NPC, so he'd be under my control.
Oh, under your control. Okay. So Toadleaf would say, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you feeling a little better?"
He seems a little melancholy. He says, "I'm fine. I'm just resting up and recovering."
Do you need any healing power?
Give me an active insight check.
Okay. Insight. Okay. 22.
So yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like he's in a talkative mood. Almost like he's kind of upset. Maybe a little.
So, all right, yeah, Toadleaf would probably say, "You seem a little down, more so than just your wounds."
Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion.
He says, well, my wounds are definitely part of it, but just not exactly happy with how things went in the crypt. But I'm not really in the mood to talk about it.
Well, that is up to you. I just figured since you saved my life, I owed you a favor.
He nods and says, well, I appreciate you thinking of me. I'm sure in a few days I'll be fine. I just need to rest.
Is there anything I can get for you from the market?
He says, no, I have everything I need. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to head back. It was good to see you.
He says, yes, and I hope everyone is doing well.
Will you be joining us again, or do you think maybe you're wanting to...
He says, I most likely am going to rest up and head back south, back to the swamplands. Don't think this is a good place for me. He says, my apologies, but brush with death made me realize there are still things I need to do.
I can respect that. I've had my own few brushes with death.
He just nods. He says, but I look forward to hearing more about how you all do here. I'm sure you will free this town from its problems and maybe become famous in this part of the world.
Toadleaf would just kind of nod and gesture, and then kind of leave. Little sad, but you know.
Okay. Passing time, unless anyone else wants a scene. Alright, so evening comes. Go ahead and pay your camp and pay your upkeep for the day, for each of you personally, depending on how you're living. And the night would pass, so it is now the 2nd of fall. You can go ahead and put a day towards your projects.
Do you want us to keep like comfortability levels and stuff again?
If you're doing
Like
if you're doing anything other than the normal one, then yeah, you should record how many days you're doing. Like, you can only do up to 1 above normal in this town, because there's it's not very comfortable in general.
What's
but
like?
over at
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
over at Maplewood, right? Like, because we're paying for like the highest tier, the 2 gold a day one, that means we get like free drinks and stuff, right? But that would not include buying drinks for the group, right? Or like the bar.
Well, that was the carousing. That's what you paid
Yeah.
for with the carousing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's like if you wanted to, like, you know, sleep in trees out in the woods kind of thing? What is the living on that?
Bad things might happen if you're not in the confines of the town, but you don't have to. You'd basically be like paying the 1 copper, like, to live in squalor.
Sure.
Is that what you're
Does
doing?
it affect,
Yeah, I'm doing that.
What was your question, Jimmy?
does it affect it that I don't have to eat or drink?
It's you're still paying for things like taxes and for like your room at the inn, and
In this game?
yeah, it's represented as part of the gold piece per day.
Okay, fine.
Kind of fucking hick town charges taxes for the heroes.
It's true. You can go complain. Go write your senators or something.
Jimmy is a libertarian.
He's like, I have a bunker up in the hills. See, this is robbery. Taxes are robbery.
Well, I mean, Toadleaf is pro Second Amendment, so
Right to
That's great.
bear magical arms.
yeah,
Right to cast spells.
right to cast spells.
Keeps his eyes on Toadleaf.
Yeah. All right.
It's great.
So yeah, the next morning, what do you all want to do?
Can
Level
I
up.
report Toadleaf for unsanctioned magic?
Yep. If
Who are
you
you
can
gonna
find him.
report him to?
My contacts with the Crimson Blade.
Do it.
How are you gonna report him?
A letter.
You can send mail if you want. I mean, it'll take it a while to get there, but you can send it out. Oh, actually, no, the caravan isn't running right now. You'd have to wait till the till this business in Chaur is resolved, because no more caravans are coming in. So yeah, there's no mail. You could try to pay someone to privately run a letter south, but yeah, it's probably just gonna get intercepted, because yeah, the siege is still going on.
Aye.
So what do you what's the group want to do?
I asked the group and I say, you know, there was still that riddle that was never solved in the crypt, and I'm quite still intrigued.
Should we talk with Citra before we head out? See if she has any jobs for us. I'm running low on gold.
If you're running low on gold, then we should go give the little badges to the hobgoblins.
We
Jimmy
should,
could
keep that
also-
down low, right? What are you saying, Jimmy?
I would offer you some of my gold there, little brother, if you need. I have no financial upkeep costs as much as you do for your spell components, and I have more money than I need at the moment.
This is a long-term thing, more so than immediate.
All right, never
But,
mind.
Thank you.
Putting away his big rolled up wad of gold pieces.
I appreciate it. But yeah, friends, what do we want to do? It seems we have a few options ahead of us. Juan, you said head back to the. And what
I'm
does
always down
the
for that idea.
cool? And yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
Anybody else got thoughts?
So Toadleaf would probably say, "So wait, you don't want your money? You just said you were low on money."
I don't need a ton right now, but it's something to keep in mind for the future.
Woodleaf, you smell funny. Have you soiled yourself?
Who
No,
does?
I naturally smell like brownies.
A wonderful.
Do the brownies know this?
I just go, totally. If you do smell quite.
That is not possible. I should smell like brownies. And he looks kind of sad.
I casted prestidigitation in case you missed it.
Would we be getting paid from the other people for clearing out the crypt? If so, then going back there makes sense because then we can get money.
The Iron Tide, I believe, are the ones who. Well,
Yeah,
are we in private here?
I'll say you could be at your camp. Shock would say, I think what they wanted was the symbols of their people found.
Emblems, yeah. Which we
So
have.
I'm sure they'd
Maybe
be
we should
willing
talk
to
about it.
maybe. I don't think we negotiated a price. I think the price was that they would put us in touch with their warlord. But maybe they'd be willing to give us some gold in, as a reward.
Cool.
Maybe we should try to meet a rendezvous with the Iron Tide before going back to the crypt, or was there something
That
left
sounds
in the
like a fantastic idea.
to clear out?
Shock
just the
says,
riddle-
actually, let me check something. Shock would say, we did get some... Or didn't we? Didn't we get some stuff from the crypt that we might be able to sell? No, maybe not. I thought the group picked up some stuff in there that they could sell.
I think we did. We did pick up some like relics and books.
Yeah, we got like a
and-
big ass rug,
I have a banner with a unicorn
Books.
trapped inside.
wine.
As well,
He's trapped.
Blackwater might be willing to give us some money for some of the older relics. He likes that historical stuff.
I'm always down to go talk with Blackwater so we can sell him some of these. We have, yes, like preserved rugs, magic wines, tapestries, history books. What would you guys like to sell? Perhaps we can get some money from Blackwater instantly for selling these.
Well, I'm trying to free the unicorn from this tapestry, so I'm not really trying to sell it.
I don't know what kind of weird, fucked up sex acts that is, Toadleaf, but you can free a unicorn.
Toadleaf just looks at you, just like you were speaking a different language.
Oh, Oswin's doing the same.
Shock kind
That
of
just
just
sounded weird.
Shock gets is a little confused and says, just the thought. Maybe he's probably the only one in town with money, him or Cithril. Those two are, most likely the ones who we'd want to sell things to. The town itself is still doing pretty poorly.
I'd like to go talk with Beans. I'd like to talk with Doru as well and see if he may be able to give us some advice on this riddle.
Cool. Sounds good. Let's do it. Let's talk with Doru, but I'm not comfortable talking with Blackwater. If you guys want to do that, I'll go find somewhere to sit.
Alright, so you go and speak with Doru. I'll say it is about 9 a.m. at this point. You spent about an hour getting things together and getting ready. So Doru greets you. He says, welcome all of you. It's good to see you're up and about.
Great to see you.
Doru,
again,
old
Doru.
friend.
He says,
Good to morn.
yes, Crimson Blade, sir.
I was wondering if you may be able to help. I have a riddle here, and I feel like your wisdom, would be most beneficial to help us with this. As I list off the three things that I'm saying are keeping us back from an
He says, where did
area
you
that we
find
need to-
this?
It was found in the crypts.
The crypt I was telling you about the other day.
Oh,
Yesterday.
yes, all right. He's reading it. Says strange. He says, well, ritual to appease a long dead god. I have no idea what that would be. The essence of a long-lived life could just be the essence of a old creature, or perhaps the blood essence of an old humanoid who died. And I'm guessing an item infused with magic would just be a magical item of some kind, which are fairly rare, but I'm sure you could find one.
Do you know who may have some more information about a ritual to appease a long dead god?
Well, it's a bit vague, but probably some sort of holy person. It says maybe, was there any book on rituals within the crypt that maybe would shed some more light on things?
Would I know if we found a book like that?
I mean, you didn't spend that much time in the library.
Yeah.
Say,
Yeah,
yeah, I was
we
gonna
have
say
to
I
go to the
don't think
library.
so.
Smoked out.
Doru.
Toadleaf has 3 books on Arcana. That's it.
He says, you might need to do some research. Unfortunately, such things could take a long time to do, but that might be your only option.
That sounds like a great idea.
He says,
Doru.
yes.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Were you going to add anything else?
No, that would be my suggestion. I don't know enough about this crypt or what happened there, but makes me wish I was more of a historian sometimes.
Are there any other historians in town?
He laughs. He says, not really. It's mostly farmers. Oh, yes, the young one is correct. Blackwater is a bit of a historian and a studier of the arcane ways. Perhaps he can help you.
Ah, yes, that would be beneficial. I appreciate it, Doru.
Says, I'll do what I can. Thank
Do
you.
you happen to have the augury spell or gentle repose in your spell book?
Says, I do not. I actually have very few spells still on me, young one. I more have recipes for potions than actual magic that I still do. Just a couple of the simpler spells.
Well, if you ever need any spells from my book, I'm here for you.
So, I these days spend my time or my maho on potions more than magical inks, but I appreciate the offer and I will keep it in mind.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
I want to head back to the crypt.
All right. So the group is
Before we
traveling. Yeah.
Do that, Beans. Shall we talk with Blackwater while we're here and sell us some of these items and perhaps get some information about a ritual to appease a long dead god?
I don't think we should tell him about the crypt or anything associated with the crypt. I trust my
we
brain
can keep
figure
that.
it out on it.
We can keep that information to ourselves, and I can just say, I'm looking to do some research for this.
How are you going to explain where we got these treasures items from?
We'll say we found it on the ground in the middle of the woods.
We are adventurers. We can.
Yeah.
We come across
with
things all
Juan.
the time while doing good deeds.
Yeah, I'm with Juan. Me and Juan will go talk to him.
Well, we could always try to unload it on the blood hand, Lyra says.
I'd be okay with unloading on the blood hand, but I would like to see if I could gather some. I would like to gather some information of Blackwater. I think he may know about a ritual.
Sounds
Would
Great.
like to
I'll
at least
go with
ask.
one. Yeah.
I'm very against this, but you guys do what you do. And I'm not going with you.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to speak with Lord Blackwater.
I
Yeah.
say, shall we meet at Cithral's?
I'm gonna look at all his windows. I'm gonna fly up and just look in all his windows.
So there are a bunch of guards around the compound. If you try to fly up, one of them would yell, "Hey, get away from the windows!"
Oswald would probably join him, but more of just to sit there as a quiet party member to figure out more about Blackwater.
I make faces at the guard and and try to look through the windows.
I say, I apologize for our friend. He's not from these areas. He's unfamiliar with some customs. Please excuse us. We are the
Crossbow
magical
bolt
miscreants.
goes off. What's your AC? Totally.
I have gloves of missile snaring.
Okay. Well, what's your AC?
You don't have mage armor up.
I don't. So it's like 12, I think.
Alright, so a bolt goes flying up at you.
Okay.
19, I believe, would strike.
Let me see what the gloves do.
Attack the guards then.
Melon. Okay. Use your reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier. Okay. So I'm going to try to reduce the damage.
Alright, so the bolt is coming towards you. Luckily, it is not a very good hit. So go ahead, use the gloves.
1d10. Oh, plus
Dexterity.
plus 3. So 4 damage.
Alright, so as it's coming towards you, you kind of do a quick motion and the gloves glow as the crossbow bolt deflects away. Now several of their what are you doing? You're catching it?
Yeah, I catch it. Yeah.
Okay, so you catch it. Several more guards are kind of loading their crossbows and aiming up, and the guy at the gate says, Hey, calm down, everyone. Get away from the fucking window, you idiot! He yells up at you.
That was not nice! And then he totally flies away.
Alright.
Away, or down to the group that's trying to talk to Blackwater?
He's just crying and flying away.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I say, I do apologize. We are the magical miscreants, the party I'm sure you've heard all about.
Says, sorry, they shouldn't be shooting at you. Everyone's on edge because of these attacks. But yeah,
he shouldn't have been flying up there, but at least no harm's done.
He says, I'm glad he didn't get pinned to the wall. It's the last thing I need Blackwater to be pissed at me about, killing his new mercenaries. Anyway, if you're looking for him, he's in the main hall. You can go ahead and go in. He said you have access to the manor.
I throw him a silver coin as I say thank you so much for the information.
Says, yeah, sure. He just goes back to his duty. So you go into the hall. Totally flew away angrily. So is it just the two of you now?
And Jimmy?
Jimmy's there, okay.
And Oswin is there to just, I believe, as a silent background.
Yeah,
he's mainly there as muscle, just to be in the back.
All right. So there's
so it's basically Jimmy and I are just standing there.
Gotcha. There's a bunch of people in here as before. Looks like they're still doing some prep work for some kind of journey. Blackwater approaches. He says, "Any news from the roads? Have you found out more about the Iron Tide menace?"
I say, I apologize. Our efforts have been elsewhere. There's been undead lurking through fields and farmers being attacked, and we've been able to save some farmsteads and clear some things out, but seems we're only just getting started.
I see. So what is it I can do for you then?
Well, Sir Blackwater, I was wondering if you might help me. I am quite enjoy studying some historical texts, and I was reading across a passage, and it's talking about rituals of a long lost god, to a ritual to appease a long dead god. And for the life of me, I could not come up with anything that may pertain to this text. I was wondering if I might pick your wisdomous brain and see if you may have some information or insight that might be able to benefit us.
So he he would say, well, before that, I have received word that your group has been seen talking to Cithral's people quite a bit. In fact, I even heard that you were paid to do something for her. Is this true?
I do apologize, but matters of the Crimson Blade cannot be discussed.
What do you mean?
And I say, I share this information, just slightly with you, but, I'm here investigating some unlawful rules of magic, and, I'm on some activity that I cannot share with you currently, some details.
And this has to do with the Blood Hand.
So there is information pertaining with them that I'm trying to gather.
Give me a deception check. DC 15.
Can I help him with that at all?
I should have my deception. I'll link it. I should have my.
Nothing less than a 9.
No. Where is it? I have the Silver Tongue. So I shouldn't be able to roll below 17.
Okay. Is it?
So I don't have the macros set for that one.
17. He says, he says, well, are you telling me that this intelligence I have is incorrect and that both you and your group are all working for the Crimson Blade? Because I've seen all of you speaking with Cithral on several occasions.
I say, I do apologize for the secrecy here, Blackwater. I am, and this is honestly true. Like I say, I am trying to do some investigations here, and I cannot talk about ongoing investigations. But yes, we were talking with Cithral because I was trying to gather pertinent information that may be beneficial for this case.
He says, you'll have to make choices over your case or working for me. He says, I don't offer my services to people who are conspiring with my enemies. He says, if you're seen talking to them again, you will have no more help from me. Is that understood?
Sure, but you know what? You haven't
my
even...
investigations will result in the Blood Hand being persecuted. That is part of what I am trying to accomplish here. So, if these continuations keep going, it may be some enemies out of your way.
Jimmy, Nick, were you saying something?
I'll wait for this to play out first, and then maybe I'll butt in after.
Give me another persuasion, DC 20. Or deception. I'll say deception or persuasion, DC 20.
I know my persuasion works. I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay.
Nice.
He would say, perhaps, though it seems strange you would be gathering information from the Blood Hand to bring them down. But,
you know what they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
He just narrows his eyes.
Internal information if I'm not able to be privy to their ongoings.
He says, just watch yourself. I do not
And
appreciate being played.
yeah, and
Of course, Lord Blackwater.
And speaking of our business dealings, you've never actually made us an offer on helping you. We've never heard any offers to begin with.
He says, well, I've asked that you get me some more information on the Iron Tide's bases and whereabouts in the area. That was your first assignment, and I hadn't heard anything back from you.
Well,
You see, we are still
information
investigating.
comes at a price, right?
He says, do you have information to sell me?
Well, it depends on what it's worth to you.
He says, well, what did you find out? Give me an idea, and perhaps I can give you some gold for your troubles. Do you have the location of their base in the area?
I guess we don't, but we don't have information as of yet. But when we first arrived, you did say that you needed our help. So if it's just information you seek, how are we supposed to just go out of our way? We don't work for free.
He says, there's
So
two
what
things.
Are you offering?
There's two things I seek. First, to know that you're competent, which I'm not sure of yet. But the two actual pieces of information I need are the location of their local base and the location of where they're coming from. Because I believe they have a larger base set up in the surrounding countryside somewhere. He says, those were the two things I first asked you to find out for me. He says, if you have that information, I will pay you for it.
Well, the road is long and the road is dangerous. So to get us on our feet, we would need some kind of payment up front to even go out of our way to do that for you.
He says,
I jump in and I go, no. There's no need to pay us up front. I think it'd be much better if we arrived with some information before Lord Blackwater pays us, Sir Nick. I would
slowly
fall
put my
short
finger.
and
No, I just put my finger over one's mouth and just be like,
I'd be like, push his hand away and be like, yeah, huh.
And then I'd lick my finger and I like put it in his ear.
Blackwater will kind of look back and forth and say, as I said, I don't know your group very well yet, and I need to know I'm paying for quality before I just give money to people. You have not done anything for me yet, so I'm not paying you anything. Once I know that you are skilled and reliable, perhaps we can talk about a more constant payment.
Well, we took that caravan into town, didn't we?
He says, yes, and the thing that I paid the caravan to get me did not come with it. He says, so I'm not fully convinced of your competence.
I do apologize, Lord Blackwater. We will be able, I'm sure, to show you in the future that we are more than competent enough. But in the meantime, I was wondering,
by surprise,
this may be some information. If we are able to solve this riddle, might take us a step closer to the information that you seek. I was wondering if you may be able to perhaps impart your wisdom, and that might give us a leg up on some information tracking for you.
He says, may I see the riddle?
I say I unfortunately don't have the sheet. A party member that is with us do not have it. But I know the riddle. It just talks about needing a ritual to appease a long dead god.
He says, well, that could be any number of things. Who is the god? Where did you find this parchment? Is there any other details you could give me?
Unfortunately, that is all we have to go off of at this moment, and that's why it seems quite the predicament that we are in right now. And it's just I have no even leads to go off of. I feel completely lost.
Well, if you can get me this parchment, perhaps I can offer more insight. But with just that one part of the riddle, I can't give you much information. My apologies.
And then I say, well, there was one other part, and it
This
talked
is
about something of essence of a long-lived life, and I was perhaps thinking maybe, I don't know, like some ghoul or gas essence or something, but even then I'm coming up short as well.
give me an active insight check. Okay. So he nods and says, "Well, you said this was from some sort. Did you tell him where you got this from? I forget."
Nope, I just
Okay.
said I have no information, and that's why it's so tough for us to crack.
Says, "Well, as I said, I would need more information on where this comes from, what more is involved with it. I mean, just this isn't much of a riddle so much as like I don't know, collection of words. I would need to know more."
Ah, yes, I understand. Well, I appreciate, any information you could have shared with us. I will say, I think, this information does pertain to one of the Iron Tide's hideouts. So, anything you could help give us may be able to, expedite this for us.
Give me a roll at disadvantage.
Of what?
Deception.
This is, it's going to be a 17. Hey.
28. He says, "I'm not sure how this riddle would help you find the Iron Tide's hideout, but again, I'll say it a fourth time. If I could know more about where this riddle came from, I could give you more information. I'm not magical in that way. Give me the piece of paper, or give me a location where you got this ritual, or even, God's even a name. Give me something, man. You're just throwing sentences at me at this point." You can tell he's getting annoyed.
I say, I'm so sorry, Blackwater. I assumed with all of your knowledge it would be a piece of cake for you.
He says, "I am very smart, but I need details when I'm doing research. Not just random word salad."
I understand. So I say, well, with that, I will try to get what I can and maybe return to you, but I bid you adieu on that note, sir, and we will come to you when we find something more.
He says, "I do have a library here. If research would help, perhaps. Maybe you can find something in one of my books. I will expect payment, of course."
Oh, of course. That's obviously the way.
Malak. Nick will just say out Malak.
He looks
Does
at
that
you.
name mean anything to you?
Says Malloc. I can't say it does. What is that from?
One of the ghouls, the ghouls, had it written on their body.
Ghouls? Where did this information come from? Are there undead in the area?
Yeah, that's what we said, right?
We have seen them.
Said that
We have seen them, roaming
around
some fields and attacking nearby farmers and have wiped them out.
Well, he said that he didn't tell him about the crypt.
I didn't tell him about the crypt. I did say we had killed undead, though.
Yeah, and that's where
Oh,
we
okay.
found it, like kind of
He did
around
say
our.
that in the conversation earlier.
Yeah.
He says a ghoul had this name tattooed on its body? How odd. Give me another insight check, both of you.
Oh god.
You think when you said Malak, he may have known something.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had almost like a glint of recognition.
Okay.
But
I'll just keep that to myself for now, yeah.
Yeah, he's not saying anything about it.
I guess I'll just look at him and be like, alright, well, you want to buy a rug?
He says, possibly. What sort of rug is it?
Super nice rug, bro. And then I don't know, whatever was in the party, right? party.
I pull Nick off to the side, and I was like, "We're not selling things here. What are you doing?"
Well, he's the only one that'll buy a rug, right?
I was like, "No."
He
Like,
did
you don't
actually.
even have them
Can
with
I show
us.
him the rug?
He
Good
says,
times, man.
I'm standing right over here. I can still hear you.
I'm just gonna show him the rug, bro. Let me show him the rug. Maybe he wants to buy a rug.
Who has the rug right now?
I think it's
I think
in our
Nick does in
party.
his bag of holding.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it is
okay.
in my bag of holding. Yeah.
All
He already
right.
carried it out.
So you pull out because I assume like
Pull out a giant ass rug.
I
Yeah.
assume Juan, you're not doing anything to stop him, right? At this point.
At this point, I'm just like, whatever, man.
Whatever,
Fucking rug.
man. All right. So where is this rug? Is it in the party treasury somewhere?
It's
I see-
in
I see dark crystal and a tome. I don't see a rug in your bag of holding.
I remember
it's
they
in
put
the-
it in there, though.
in the party
Maybe it's in
treasury.
the party
You,
treasure.
you
Oh,
should
yeah.
not. You should not have a dark crystal in your inventory.
No, I don't have it. Yeah, Dewdrop has that. I don't know. It got it that day.
Well,
we
do
were
have,
finding
we do have
so
a dark
much.
crystal.
All right. So if any of this stuff is in someone's inventory, it probably shouldn't be in the party treasury. Just FYI.
Okay.
So where is this rug? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it'd be in the party treasury.
Preserved
So
Rug, Section 10.
Oh, there it is. Preserved rug.
Clothing
Okay.
artifacts.
So he looks at the rug. He says, "Oh, that's a nice piece, magically preserved." Yes.
You ever seen one before like this?
As well, the stitching puts it back to at least 200 or 300 years ago. Yes, this is a nice piece. How much do you want for it?
Well, maybe.
Well, how much are you willing to pay?
And he says, "I'll give you 150 gold for it."
Yeah, I'm thinking we could do 160 and we can call it fair there.
You're going to nickel and dime me? Fine, 160. Fucking merchants.
You know, that's how adventurers need to make money on the road. I'm sure you can understand, Blackwater. We need to pay for things too.
He'll snap his fingers, and one of his servants will run over, grab the rug, and the other one gives you basically a little pouch with 160 gold pieces. So go ahead and delete the rug. He says, "I always enjoy buying fine historical items such as this one." He says, "Thank you. I have the perfect place for it in my manor." So is there anything else?
Of course. I do appreciate your time, Blackwater. Let's see, best wishes to you, Paylor, all that fun things that people say.
He says, "Yes, and remember, be careful about talking to the Blood Hand."
I do understand, yes, where your misconceptions can come from, but hopefully this clears it up a little bit for you.
This is hopefully. He just narrows his eyes a little. So I will delete the rug.
I narrow my
since
eyes
no one
back.
has. Just clear up that spot. All right. So yeah, what does the group want to do?
Sorry, I was AFK.
Turn back to beans.
No worries.
I guess if we're outside the house, I will just start telling Juan and them that when I mentioned Malak, it seemed like he definitely knew that name, right? That's what I perceived, right?
Yeah, it seemed
my
like he had
active-
some recognition of the name when
Like
you
he
said it.
actually recognized it, but then he told us no, so he 100% lied. Or it
Well, he
seems
said-
like I feel like he lied.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah. So
So,
I'll just
yeah.
tell that. I'll tell that to the party so that everybody knows.
It's part of the reason why I'm cautious about information that we are sharing with our enemies, Nick. Perhaps next time we keep our cards closer to our chest, so we don't
What do you mean?
draw unwanted attention.
What do you
You
mean?
guys didn't have any plans for the conversation. That's what he means.
And
Dude,
finding and him
freaking
finding out we know information about Malik. could tip his hand to keeping a keener eye on us.
Well, he obviously seems like it. He might know more about it.
And that
So
rogue
now I
blood.
worry that our actions are going to be even more closely guarded by him.
Did
you
Jimmy
not-
have anything to say?
Bro.
Jimmy's just gonna say,
Just want to make sure he gets some
Well,
time.
I felt incredibly dangerous for the amount of outcome we got out of it. I'm not sure we should go back in there again without a more specific plan of action.
I am agreeing with you, Jimmy. I think that is quite intelligent.
And were you saying something else, Nick?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where did we find that riddle again? One?
In the crypt.
Yeah.
In the East Library.
Yeah, that's all.
All right.
All right.
So
Here's the thing. Next time you do that, you need to have a plan and you need to work together so you can't get tripped up. You were doing great at the beginning and then you kind of stumbled, and then selling that beautiful rug for so cheap. I don't know how much it's worth, but the way he quickly agreed to 160, you just lost money.
Well, it was appraised at 200.
That's my character's
Oh, okay. You're just
doing his impression of it.
Gotcha.
Right.
I will relay it and be like, for a quick change like that, it's said that was probably above market value for what we received, and he did show some annoyance at quote nickel and diming.
Yeah, that's a bluff. The way how quickly he said yes to 160.
Okay, let's
Anyways,
go back in and see if we can get
nope,
more.
Nope, you can't. It's already done.
I'm gonna start walking towards the door.
Look, you son of a
You're
bitch.
an idiot because you're going to make it so our negotiating place is worse by
Oh my
doing that.
god.
All right, I'm walking back.
All right. So really quick, Toadleaf. Did you have anything you needed to do when you flew off, or did you just say you flew off?
So it's been a little time now. Toadleaf would probably like to go back to like around the back of that house to kind of look through the windows. I was waiting for a chance.
Give me a stealth check. There are quite a few guards there, but you can certainly try to fly around and.
11.
All right. So as you're kind of flying around the back, one of the guards near the gate yells, "Hey, get out of here!" As you're like kind of trying to sneak over.
He says, "That wasn't nice. You should not shoot at people. That was rude."
Shoot at who? What are you talking about? Wait, aren't you one of those miscreants? He says, "The front door's around front. You're not allowed back here." This is the back of the house. This guy probably wasn't involved in shooting at you.
Oh. Oh, well, in that case. Oh, yeah. I was on the back. Instead. Oh, crap. Instead, I guess I probably would have said.
Well, you can't change what you said, but you can say something else now.
I say. God, he probably wouldn't say anything. He'd probably just keep trying to look in the windows.
Is he just gonna fly past him and go to the window again?
Yeah.
So you fly over to the window. The guy's like, "Hey, what the?" And a couple other guards come over. You fly up and look in this window, and it looks like this is one of his second floor. Looks like might be a bedroom. Looks really nice from the window. The guards are. One of them yells, "This is your last warning. Get away from the house!" And you hear like crossbows, like basically loading.
I land on the roof.
You just fly up.
Yeah. Just let's see.
So you fly up to the roof. I'm gonna say as you do that, they're gonna take some shots at you. He says, "I warned you!" And 3 bolts fire up at you.
Oh, 3?
Well, there's 3 of them.
well.
First one, 13. Oh, very good roll.
Yeah, that'll hit. Reaction. I guess I'll use my
Deflect it.
gloves.
Okay.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe
Okay.
more than 7 damage.
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay.
just
I,
enough. Second shot.
I catch that bolt. Okay.
Well, that one missed. Third shot. Oh yeah, that would definitely hit. That would be a 19. It's 2. So you take another 6 points of damage as a bolt kind of nicks you. But you fly up to the roof, and there's like yelling back down below now. But you are up on the roof. They can't target you anymore. What do you want to do? You hear a bunch
Uh,
of people like yelling down below. Someone's breaking in. I think it's one of the miscreants.
at that point, I mean, he'd probably be freaked out and just fly away.
How are you flying away? Like just high up and trying to get out?
Yeah, he'd probably try to outrange their shots. So he'd probably fly just super high, fly away.
All right. So you hear some yelling from below as you just retreat. I'll say you can get up high enough that they can't shoot you. Beans, do you want to do anything during this time?
No.
You're just hanging out. All right. So as you guys are.
Yeah, no, there's nothing I want to do. Not right now during the middle of the day.
Okay.
People are up.
Well, as the four of you are walking away from the house, you would hear some yelling, and you would see Toadleaf just take off like up into really high up in the sky, and a bunch of people yelling from somewhere on the compound. This is the four of you who left the estate.
Yes.
Do you want to do anything? You're just gonna kind of keep walking.
He looks up and goes,
Walk away.
Just walk away.
Walk away.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
All right.
Still
Well,
walking.
I'll say maybe you guys all meet up around 11. Well, I'll say it was like an hour to do that, so it's around 10 a.m. now. What do you all want to do?
I want to talk to the Iron
Let's
Tide,
talk-
man.
Yeah, let's talk somewhere private real quick.
Oh, who took that money, by the way? The 160.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or did you put that in the party treasury? Because it should be recorded somewhere.
I'd like to split it between the party.
Alright, so just put it in the party
Yeah.
treasury then. Make sure it's recorded in there.
You want to split it in the party treasury or
Put it like-
individually?
Individually, so each
yeah.
person gets
Divided by-
20. We'll just say each person gets 25. That's 150, and we'll throw the extra 10 just in party
Cool.
treasury.
Okay.
That's all.
Alright, so yeah, maybe like you guys meet up back at your camp later on. What do you said you want to travel to try to meet the Iron Tide?
Before we do this, friends, should we check in with Cithril? Do we have anything to say to her?
He just got done telling us that he doesn't want us anywhere near them.
Is there maybe we can leave a note for Neil somewhere, but I don't know who in town is allied with the Bloodhand or somewhere safe that they would find it.
Lyra is going to say, well, he probably has spies around, keeping an eye on the Bloodhand's territories. Maybe if you're going to speak with Cithril, you should either try to do it cautiously or send someone as a go-between that he doesn't know about. She says,
That's what I'm saying.
perhaps myself.
Yeah.
Let's we'll send. I'll write down a quick note. Friends, maybe we just let them know that we are being watched closely by Blackwater, and we are being followed, and don't want to lead Blackwater to their base. And we need to find a new form of communication. Is there a secret way in and out of this town, or somewhere outside of this town we can meet?
Yep. Sounds good.
If you want, I can go as a guard. I can disguise myself.
I think we can give the note to
Okay.
Lyra.
Alira says, and actually about that, since I'm kind of working for the group now, perhaps I could start getting a daily salary, perhaps a gold piece.
Oof.
Sounds fantastic. Oh, what are you gonna say, Juan?
Well, I didn't have anything to say. That wasn't me. I would say, of course, Alira, I'm totally down to pay for your services. You have been nothing but amazing
Wait.
help.
Never mind.
What are you saying, Nick?
Hey, what's Nick gonna say?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna hold my
Say
tongue.
it.
Yep.
Say it.
Nope.
All right. Well, she smiles and says,
Are
"Excellent.
you
I could."
attracted to Alira as you are Melody?
No. We're good.
All right. So yeah, your upkeep will increase to 6 gold, 7 silver a day. But she says, "Excellent. Thank you. That will help me get some money together for when I do need to buy some things." But yeah, I can go act as a go-between. What do you want me to talk to Cithril about?
I will write the note that I just put in chat
Oh, you
on a
did?
little
Okay.
piece of paper and ask the party, is there anything we should add to this?
Need more money.
Need money.
Say,
Spending
I
all
think
your
that's very wise.
If you could send us some potions and money.
What are you spending all your money on? What is it?
But
Potions.
I didn't hear what Juan was saying. Juan, were you saying something?
About what?
About the note?
Oh, I just say, I'm like, Beans, yes, very well written. I'm fully in believe this is the right way to go about it. I'm behind you.
Jimmy, Osman, you have anything to add?
I do not.
I'm good. I got nothing.
Thirdly, Nick, besides potions, I do not like presenting myself as a beggar and somebody who cannot take care of himself, despite
Yeah.
my young age.
Well, she did pay us the first time. She gave us a little down payment on getting her the information. Shock says, if you remember. So,
Yes, yes.
but Alyrus nods and says, "All right, well, you gonna wait for me, or am I just gonna bring this to you when you get back?" Her answer, I mean.
Uh,
Could we meet outside where there's less chance of Blackwater spying?
meet by the crypt.
Says, "Oh, I more like meant meet at the camp outside of town."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
perfect. Yep,
She
perfect.
says, "Are you moving camp?" That was my question because you said you were going to
Nope.
speak with the Iron Tide. So you're waiting for me.
We'll be back here tonight. Yes.
All right. So yeah, I'll look for you tonight then, and I will bring her this message. All right. So she goes to bring the message, and you said,
Oh no, you're good. Sorry.
Dudley, did you have anything you wanted to add to the note?
I was just gonna say, totally flies up and is like, "Holy cow! Those Blackwater people, they're bad people. They're bad. Look,
Yeah,
they
they're
shot me.
crazy.
They
I
shot
know.
me.
I know, buddy. I can't believe they would do that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I was just interested in the big house.
I know,
Uh,
buddy.
Lots of pretty windows and colors. I understand.
Yeah.
I wanted one of the windows."
Lyra says, "Those rich people just kill you over their stuff. They're the worst."
yeah.
Confirmed. Toad leaves a window liquor now.
All right. So the group is traveling northwest.
Sure.
I guess.
Looking
Yeah.
for the Iron Tide's people.
Is
Yeah.
that the plan? We going to hitting the crypt?
We need the fat stacks.
Yeah, we need
What?
to hit up those fat stacks, bro.
We-
We need to go
we
to
need-
those fat
Yeah.
stacks.
I don't
Plus, I
understand
want to
that.
know. I gotta find out what they know. We gotta find out what they know about Blackwater. We did all that work.
All right. So
shoot.
you are looking for the Iron Tide.
Yeah, we need the money.
So traveling, I'll pass some time as you move west, looking for their people.
Plus, they're waiting on us.
It's true. It's been a day or two. All right. So after a couple hours of travel, at about 1 p.m., you would bump into some of their scouts. Luckily, your group is recognized, and they would say, Miscreants, you were told not to go past the crypts. What is the meaning of this? They don't have their weapons drawn, but they are...
Wait, what?
We were told not to go past the crypts.
Yeah, I don't
Nods.
remember that.
Friends, we are. I apologize, but we are just looking to have some conversation, if that would be okay.
He says,
Resupply.
were you
And resupply.
says, were you able to take care of business, or were you able to find our people at the crypt?
Yes, unfortunately, we did find them in worse for wear, but we brought their tags back like you requested.
They kind of look at each other. He says, what killed them?
Undead.
We can't say, yeah, for sure. We don't know for sure, but it appears to be undead.
Well, the only one that looked like they were living, we couldn't even guarantee that. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. I'm shutting up because this character wasn't there for that one.
All right, so they kind of, look back and forth and says, all right, well, I guess it is good you recovered their symbols. Let me,
maybe
go ahead.
it may be wise that your group avoids that crypt for some time.
He
There's
nods.
quite powerful undead in there.
He'll nod and he'll say, I think Graves would agree with that sentiment. I assume that's why you're here, because you wish to speak to him.
Yes, and also to return these tokens to your fallen brethren, just to pay some honor and respect for those that you have lost.
So totally say, we're actually here for the money. You offered the reward.
Nods. He says, well, I'm not sure what deal you had set up with Graves, but we can take you to him, and I'm sure he'll get all that sorted. He says, just make sure you keep your weapons in their sheaths.
Sounds good.
Okay. So they escort you a little more ways west of there, into a forested area, kind of going through a bunch of natural trails. I'll say... You would see a couple of looks like people up in trees with crossbows, but they're not like aiming at you or anything. Might be some scouts or people on watch. But you're led through the forested area to a nice looking like a lake where there's a log cabin. And a few moments later, several hobgoblins emerge. One that you recognize from your first encounter with them on the road, and another one who looks a little bit older and has a scar going across his left eye. He walks up to you and he says, these are them, the Miscreants? And the other guy says, yes, Captain. These are the magic Miscreants, the ones who I sent to the crypt. He nods. He says, welcome to my camp. I'm Captain Graves. And he goes to, I guess, shake your hand.
Shake his hand.
Yeah, shake his hand too.
Alright, so he shakes, he seems nicer than you would have expected. But yeah, he'll...
tries to do the predator handshake.
What did you say?
Jimmy tries to do the predator handshake.
What's the predator handshake?
From the movie Predator, where Arnold Schwarzenegger and that other guy do a big handshake and they have huge...
The bro handshake.
Yeah.
All right. He
You
looks a little.
motherfucker.
You motherfucker. He looks a little confused as you grab his arm and just says, "Yes." And so anyway, welcome to my camp. I expect you have news of my soldiers. And one of the guys says, "Yes, Graves. They were found dead, sadly." And he kind of tells them what you told him. He says, "That's unfortunate. I was hoping I would get that group back, but you did what was asked of you." He says, "So I'm willing to fulfill my part of the bargain." He says, "I assume you want the location of the war camp of the Iron Tide. I was told you want to speak with our war master or warlord."
Oh, yes.
That would be most beneficial. Yes, we are looking to establish peace relations, and fear he's probably the one we need to discuss that with.
Yeah, we were told that he would have information about Blackwater.
He says, "Well, I could tell you a little bit about Blackwater, though my knowledge is limited. But being a what are they called? Sorry, give me one moment. Look at this. Being a captain of the Iron Tide, I do have access to more information than many of my troops. What do you want to know about Blackwater?"
Did
Say,
you know
what?
that he is a bad man?
Wait,
His
who are we speaking to right now? Is this Graves?
This
or
is
no?
Graves, yeah.
Oh, okay. We wanted to know about the dealings that brought you all here. We were told that he was, yeah, you were all hired. So we wanted to know what exactly he hired you all for, and yeah, he seems to be the one that's causing all of this war and killing.
He says, well, initially we were brought here. Give me one moment to check something.
Yeah, I guess any evidence that you could prove such things, that he actually hired you all.
He says, well, there's not much in the way of proof. I mean, we were sent missives, but they were never signed by him. You could ask you could ask our war chief Orkard. He might have something more definitive. But he brought us here initially to help with defense of the ruined sites, as well as wanting us to excavate them. A ruined area about 2 to 3 days northwest of here, out in the plains. I think it was some kind of old dwarven ruin. He says it's where our main base is set up, and where the majority of the Iron Tide are. He says, but
Do you think we could help the investigation? There may be something there that could be what he's looking for, and why he portrayed these, deceived you guys.
he says, well, what he's looking for, Orkard could probably tell you more about that. He's the one who had direct communications with him. He says, I believe there was another party involved too, but I don't know much about it. Another one of you Empire factions. Or one of your Empire factions. He says, I can only give you, like I said, kind of a basic overview of what we're here for. But I can tell you that Blackwater's people betrayed us, and that is what started all this. He killed some of our soldiers and stole from us what was promised. So we started the attack on Chaur.
That jerk.
He nods. He says, it is his fault that your town is in the state it's in. He says, I don't know the details of the betrayal. Again, you probably have to talk to Orkard to know more.
So would Blackwater already know where your bases are?
He doesn't. Well, he knows where the ruins are that we were excavating, but he doesn't know exactly where our base is.
Okay.
He says, "Why do you ask?" Looks kind of curious now.
Yeah, I guess I'll just tell him he's been asking around town. Yeah.
Are you telling him that Blackwater hired you to find out these locations?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. Just that he is asking about the base?
Yeah, I guess that's like the gist of it around town is that he's trying to figure out what's actually happening. We're trying to stop the killing.
So Graves nods. He says, "I have my orders, and I will continue to prevent, as best I can, prevent supplies from entering Chaur, as well as keep the surrounding farmlands from their possession. But perhaps if you spoke with Orcard, you could come to an agreement." He says, "I can give you the location of the main base, as long as you swear not to tell anyone where it is."
Yeah, no, we don't plan on that. We want to stop Blackwater if he...
If you what? Do we lose Nick?
If he...
Oh.
I was just saying if he had wronged you, we want to stop him, so we don't plan on sharing this information at all.
Give me a persuasion. I'll give you advantage on this. 11.
I say, can I jump in and help?
Sure, what are you gonna say?
I just say, and I'm like, look, our goal is only to establish peace here. Like, what happens between us should stay between us.
He says, well, I do as I'm told. I'm a captain within the Iron Tide. I prefer peace because I lose less of my troops that way, but I know the need for war sometimes. He says, "You've done me a favor by finding the bodies of my soldiers, so I will do as we agreed and give you the location of the base. Again, I just ask that you not tell anyone else about where it is."
And you're going to give us the reward?
He looks curiously. He says, "Reward? What do you speak of?"
The 300 pieces of gold?
Is that what they offered you?
It was actually, I think, more, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think they definitely did offer something for it, yeah.
Let me check my notes real quick. Okay, yeah, it was 300.
Oh, okay.
Reward for finding troop sigils, 300 gold.
It was 400.
And reward for exploring and reporting back. Okay, so you did both. So he would ask for a bit more information on the crypt. He would say, has it been cleared out or is there still danger within it?
There's still much danger over there. It's probably safer if we don't send any more troops there. We try doing what we can, but dangers lurk even yet after work we had done and barely escaped with our lives.
We do plan on going back to help reduce that danger.
Says
yes,
very
but
well.
I would not enter on your own.
The soldiers were dumb enough to break the seal before.
Yep.
Since they probably thought it was some kind of maybe supply depot or something. It's unfortunate.
So, what are you saying?
I was just gonna say, Toadleaf looks confused. Like he's like, what? What are you? Yeah.
Okay.
Says, all right, well, here is the 400 as promised. And he would give you the gold.
And 400 flat or 400 a person?
Nah. 400
No, it's
divided.
400 total.
400 divided by 6.
66.
That's 200 gold per person.
No, it's not.
Yeah, everybody want to take 60,
That's-
and then we'll
that's
put the
just-
last 40 gold in the tready.
All right,
Nick in
sounds
character.
great.
Nick in character would say that too. Be like, because he's got really low intelligence. He'd be like, yeah.
You forgot to carry the 1. Alright, so yeah, go ahead and... Did you say you gave everyone 40 and put... Or everyone 60 and put...
60 a piece and 40 in the party.
Okay. So everyone make sure you get 60 gold. He says, what time is it? It is probably about, say 3. He would give you...
10:54.
Hmm?
It's 10:54. Oh, game. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm talking about in
Sorry,
the world.
I'm done.
He says, and here is the map to our base. If you speak with Orkard, he'll probably, well, and you're successful, he'll probably send a runner back here to let me know to stop the siege. But until that time, I will continue to harry the town. Minus you, of course.
Is there anything we could bring him?
He says, well, I know that he is extremely angry at Blackwater for his betrayal. Perhaps if you bring him something of value to kind of make up for Blackwater's deception, he might be more inclined towards you. I can't say for sure, though.
And is there anything we can bring him from you all to help? Just to help ease whatever you all need. Since we're on that way, if there's anything we could take to him to help you all. Like work, just being like, oh, maybe send them something. I don't freaking know. Just a thought.
You want to help them in their siege?
Well, we're going to their base. We're helping them, yeah. Just whatever.
Have we been talking to Graves for at least a minute?
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to send.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he says, I mean, I guess
That's
if
the main
you
base.
want to take, he thinks for a moment. He says, well, I already sent him a report. Says, no, I can't think of anything else I need run over there, though I appreciate the offer.
All right.
And yeah, you would now see the Iron Tide base, several days' journey from here. Was someone else saying something?
No.
I was going to add. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Graves. And let us come back.
He says, you are welcome to stay here as long as you need, but yeah, otherwise we will speak later. I do have some things if you're looking for weaponry or armor. My quartermaster can help you. Yeah, were you asking me something?
Yeah. Side note: if I use a sending spell, does it mimic the person's your head, the voice in your head that's sending it, or do you automatically know who sent the sending message?
You know who sent it.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why you have to be familiar with the person, and they have to be familiar with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, what does the group want to do?
Do you want to retire for the day?
You're welcome to stay here if needed. Otherwise, you can come and go as you like.
Have you had any problems with things like wild animals or anything around here attacking your folk? Anything we could shore up while we're here?
No, not really. I had reports of some giants on the other side of Chaur to the east, but for the most part, we've avoided those areas.
I thought they were on your team. I'm sorry.
Says, no,
Great.
no, they are not.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, Graves.
Says, yes, you too. Um, I
And
hope
he would.
I hope I can trust you with all the information I've given you.
We
I mean,
feel the same about you.
obviously, he would have noticed like the ogre we have with us. So,
The camp isn't actually here. They're kind of back off, back in the forest somewhere. So he hasn't seen the ogre, no.
oh,
Like the camp was traveling with you, but they don't travel like exactly where you are.
oh,
They're kind of in the area.
I'll specify, I guess, if he's with us or not.
Okay, did you want to bring him here?
I mean, genuinely, like most. I mean, a hell of a show of force. Yeah.
All right. So if you tried to bring the ogre in, you would not have been allowed to talk to Graves. They would have told you had to leave the ogre away.
Well, yeah. Okay. I guess same thing. You're right. You know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they don't trust an ogre in their territory.
I don't blame him.
So yeah, what do you all want to do?
Yeah, it seems like we have the choice to head back to the crypt. We can go back to Chaur, or
Down for the Iron Tide base. We move forward.
might we rest one more day before we go? But yeah, no, I'm all.
I feel
for it.
pretty well
For it.
rested, Beans. Do you need more rest?
No, I just wanted to. Yeah. I
Jimmy,
guess.
how are you feeling?
Come
Yeah.
on, boy.
so
We can't
exhausted.
sleep all day.
Right as rain.
Osmond, are you feeling any exhaustion still set in your bones? Do you need another day to recoup?
You there,
Osmond?
Osmond?
Sorry, I was on mute. Nope, let's get
Oh,
something
sorry.
done.
So Toadleaf would say, the crypt is a lot closer on the map right here than it is over there at the Iron Tide base.
Iron Tide base it is.
Wait, he's like, yep, doesn't matter.
All right, so it's about a 3-ish day journey to the Iron Tide base, probably a little bit less. Are you ready to depart, leaving Graves Camp and heading over there?
One for yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we, on the road, are we allowed to like learn like languages or something from like other people and count that as like downtime activities, or are we too busy like traveling to do that?
No, as long as the people with the language or skill are willing to teach you as their downtime, then yes, you can be learning stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Then
So
Osmond's going to be hanging out with Beans as much as possible to learn about magic.
all right. Well, that's more like background stuff because you don't actually need to.
Yeah,
But
I know.
if you're learning,
But
like,
role-playing.
sure. But I mean, you could also be learning like tools or language stuff if you want.
I want to learn another language if somebody would be willing to teach me.
I could teach you a little bit.
Say Toadleaf, yes, of course, the wise master. On the road here, I'd love to hear you teach me some of your language.
All right. So, I need, for the journey, I need some survival checks, up to 2 of them from the group.
I'll throw one.
Here's
Okay.
my language proficiency: Sylvan and Undercommon.
So if you guys want to make projects to learn a language, it takes 10 weeks, so 50 days, minus 1 week per intelligence modifier. So like say you have a 12 int, then it would take you 40 days, etc. But yeah, that would be the time frame for learning a new language or tool proficiency. So make sure you start up a project for that if you're learning languages from each other. And each day you want to put towards it, both people have to use their downtime. One for teaching and one for learning.
Okay.
You can also learn from NPCs, you just have to pay them. But you don't have any NPCs in your party that could teach
Were
you
we supposed
languages
to
right
meet
now.
with Alira? Right? We shouldn't just ditch her. We're supposed to meet with her.
You did tell her you were going to be back in the evening, but you know, you
Yeah,
can do whatever you want.
We should probably do that before we head to the Iron Tide base.
I'll go to the
And bring
Iron
her
Tide
with
base myself.
Nick's just
Alright.
I
going.
will wait
Cool.
for
Go
Nick,
for it.
we'll catch up with you. We'll catch up with you, bud.
Oh, before you leave, Graves will actually hand you a scroll. He says, "Our people are all over the place. In case you're stopped by one of our war bands, just make sure you show them this, or else they will probably attack you."
Okay, that's a good idea.
He says, "I almost forgot. My apologies." As much as
Great, thank you.
the Iron...
Oswald will step up, take it, and then hand it off to Beans.
Okay.
I'll, thank you, Oswin. Remind me to make copies of this so that all of our party members have it.
All right, so we're heading back to Chaur. Is that the... You guys need like a
Yeah.
party leader to just give me the calls.
I honestly think it's Matt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say maybe Beans. All right, Beans, we're going to Chaur.
That's the idea.
All right, so I'm not gonna...
Alira, and we can top off any resources we need if anybody needs to pick anything up. Do we have rope? Do we have ladders?
All right, so 4 hours later, it's 7 p.m. and you are back in Chaur. I'm not going to go to the town unless you guys want to actually do something there. Alira would come meet you as she was kind of waiting, keeping an eye out. She would say that Sithril is also a little bit unhappy with how much you've been talking to Blackwater, and she wants to remind you that according to the terms of the deal, you are not to work with him. But she says if you wish to meet her people in secret, she's happy to go through me, or we can set up a secret place where the group can meet. But her suggestion is to send me as a spy, since Blackwater doesn't know me. He'll probably assume I'm one of her people.
Great. So, Alira, it seems we are going to be heading out to the Iron Tide base. I hope you can reassure Sithril that we're not working with Blackwater. We simply needed to, we're not working with Blackwater, and we are solely working with the Iron Tide, and we're heading...
We need to gather some information.
Yeah, we're solely working with the Blood Hands.
She nods.
We need to gather information
nobles.
about our enemies.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And I think we're heading out in the morning to the Iron Tide base. Do you want to join us? Or stay here in Chaur?
So she would say, "Oh no, I'm staying in Chaur. I'm not leaving the town." It sounds like crazy talk, but I'm happy to stay here and keep an eye on things and let you know if any developments happen.
Great.
Question though, and actually Sithril had asked me. She wanted to know if you had discovered the location of the local camp and the war camp of the mercenaries. She still has that 250 gold pieces waiting for you for that information. Remember, she paid you 150 already. She wanted me to say.
No, but we need more money.
One. That's... I'll look you on.
Alira gives Nick a look. She says, "You don't have to lie to me. I know that you found their base. You just told me."
I say, yes, we did find their base. I was wondering if Sithril may let us be an envoy to possibly talk with them first, though.
She says, "I could go and speak with her people about it."
I think that may be the best option for now.
Yeah, and just
Otherwise, it could result in needless bloodhand deaths. If Sithril still wishes to move forward on her own, relay that back to us. You know, if she doesn't wish for us to act as envoys, try to perhaps work something out.
We have the same enemy.
yeah, I think it would
Blackwater.
be mutually beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah, I can let her
They
know.
seem to trust us already, so it may be a perfect gateway for us to act as the envoys.
She says, yeah, sure, I'll bring her that message. Are you going to be here a while so I can bring the response?
We're getting
Or are
ready
you,
to
or are you
go
leaving?
search out details.
I look to
We're
Beans and I
heading
say I
out.
would prefer to leave right away,
Yeah.
and let regardless of her response, we can be trying to do this. What do you think, Beans?
I think we leave in the morning. It's I don't like. Well, yeah, I don't like camping out without, or we don't have enough time to set up a quality camp that'll protect
So
us.
if Sithro doesn't get to us by the morning, then we will be heading out to try to establish this relations.
Alright, let me go speak with her. So, Alira leaves. About an hour passes. It's 8 p.m. And at that point, Cithril, Neil, and 5 of her people are entering your camp. You can allow them to enter?
I mean, can we really?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, I call them forward.
do they look like their normal appearances, or they try to be sneaky, or what?
Right now, you are told this by your guards. They say we have some people here claiming to be these people who want to come talk to you. But yeah, it seems like they're in disguise.
So, yes, please, let them come through so we may have discussions.
Okay. Cithril would approach the group. You would see that Neil is there with her. And like I said, several of her people. They have cloaks on, so they're kind of incognito. She would say, don't worry, I was careful about leaving town. No one saw us come this way. I wanted to speak to you, though. It sounds like you have made contact with the Iron Tide.
We have indeed.
He says, but you don't wish to give us the information on their bases.
If that is a direction you wish to choose, that can obviously be negotiated. But I was thinking perhaps as we may go act as envoys since they are willing to meet with us, and we may perhaps save some debts from fellow Bloodhand members. I would hate for some people to pass away from a dispute that can be resolved with just words.
What's your interest in the Iron Tide? Are you looking to fight them, steal from them?
He says, well, they have attacked Chaur. I mean, they're enemies of the Empire, are they not?
Are you part of the Empire? I thought you were also enemies of the Empire.
She says, we're criminals, but we're still citizens. There's a difference. Give me insight checks. Anyone who wants to roll.
Sweet.
DC on this is, I'd say 15. So you think Beans and Juan, you get the feeling there's more to this besides her just wanting to protect Char. That seems kind of like low to B to you.
See, it seems like there's something more in this for you, Cithril. Protecting Char seems beneath you. For something, I'd expect you to be doing it for coin.
She laughs. She says, I suppose it is kind of obvious as a criminal organization. Well, alright, I'll tell you a little bit more since you seem like you're somewhat skilled being able to get in touch with the Iron Tide and find out where their bases are. She says, as I think you already know, Blackwater was part of the reason why the Iron Tide are here. Yes?
Yes.
You do know that.
She says, well, part of the reason myself and the Bloodhand are here are also because of Blackwater. She says, we were all working together. And because of the Iron Tide's actions, Blackwater kind of severed ties with all of us. So the Iron Tide have cost me a good amount of money. I was hoping that being able to take them down and maybe get the items that they stole back, I could regain some favor with Lord Blackwater and his people.
Well, it seems that Lord Blackwater has a tendency to cut off everyone that he deems unworthy. I don't think anything that you do for him will appease him.
Give me a persuasion. Oh. She kind of raises an eyebrow. She says, from what I know of Blackwater, he's a simple bookworm with an interest in history and arcana. Why would he betray me if I helped him get back what was lost?
Has he not betrayed you before? Has he not betrayed the Iron Tide, as you have said?
Says, from what I was
That's-
told, the Iron Tide
And-
betrayed him.
Why are
Does
you
it not
looking to
seem like
eat
he's being
kobolds?
quite selfish? The Iron Tide have a different story about Blackwater betraying them.
She kind of looks at Neil. He just shrugs, flexes his pecs at her a bit. She sighs. And says, this is all very annoying. I guess I don't know for sure that the Iron Tide were the betrayers. But even if Blackwater did betray them, Blackwater is the one with all the resources to make this project move forward. She says the Iron Tide are but a mercenary group. They don't have any information about what we were seeking. She says,
Yes, but with, you get enough. It takes a couple snowflakes to cause an avalanche. It may not be in Blackwater's best interest to have betrayed this many people. I have a feeling that his actions may catch up with him sooner rather than later.
give me a persuasion.
That's a 17. I don't know why my macro's
17?
not working. 17.
So she thinks for a moment. So that's success. She thinks for a moment. She says, so do we have any proof that Blackwater is the one who betrayed the Iron Tide, or perhaps even that he's the one that brought them here?
Nothing set in stone right now, but perhaps a talk with some of their leaders may turn up some valuable evidence that we could use to support the case. And if they are not able to provide said evidence, or if what they're saying turns out to be false, then it's as simple as us coming back and reporting to you and dealing with the problem then.
Quick check-in. Jimmy or Oswin, did you want to add anything? Just because I haven't heard from you.
Oswin, since he's new to the group, he's just trying to pay attention to all the different and not get lost in all the different political machinations.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy prefers to let the more verbal members of the party manage these sort of interactions. He likes to talk with his fists.
Fair enough. So he would say, I'm torn on this because on one hand, an organization like the Iron Tide, if they could be made allies, well, they have quite the military force behind them. But on the other hand, Blackwater is a political powerhouse within the Empire. He himself doesn't have as much power, but I know his mother and the rest of his family hold high positions within the Teruvian governments. Making an enemy of him is dangerous. He says, and it will almost certainly get us alienated in Chaur, as he is one of the most wealthy patrons of the town.
Yes, as a patron of the town for now, but what happens if that patron is corrupted and causes for his own selfish gains? Do you really think that's going to be the best thing for the town in the future, for the long term?
Charity is rarely given for free. As you mentioned, he has been a patron of the town, but what is he asking for in return?
Well,
He has brought you here.
Impunity for being under investigation to act of his own accord and betray members of other tribes for his own selfish gain?
I asked why you are licking his boots. I thought you would be a strong organization on your own, external to somebody who would be sucking up to a noble's
Yeah.
whims.
Beans, give me a persuasion on that.
God damn it! No, don't.
'Cause
Can
you
I
just-
help him?
Well,
saying-
no, I want to see
by-
how she reacts because he just
Okay.
insulted her.
Can I?
All right.
Oh,
So she looks at you and she says, as a child, I don't expect you to understand how politics work. Of course, he is selfish and corrupting. He's a goddamn politician and a Blackwater at that. She says, but the way criminal organizations survive is by embracing and using corruption and assholes like him. She says, I don't really have much of a choice here. She says, he's been shielding me from the government of Chaur. Not that I'm that afraid of those pathetic soldiers, but still. If the greater empire got involved and actually sent help from Highguard, it could be dangerous for me and my crew.
I doubt the greater empires cares about a border village as poor as Char.
He says, I've been banking on that so far, and yes, that has turned out to be the case. Look, I know what you're saying. You're taunting me a bit to get me to side with you. I must admit it's working, as I don't have great love of the nobility. Maybe I should tell you more about Blackwater's plan and why he assembled us all.
Yes.
If you would hear me.
I think that would. Go ahead,
Yes.
Beans.
I always listen.
Yes, that would be a great insight.
She says, I've been running the black markets, well, my people have. We've been searching all of Chaur as well as the surrounding empires for a certain item, an item which you might be familiar with, the dagger that was being snuck into Chaur. She says, it's one of 3 items. There's an amulet, there's a dagger, and a ring. These items together are a key to an ancient vault. Within the ruins of Issyk, far to the north, underneath the city, or what's left of it, is a vault with supposedly untapped power from cycles past, magics that have been lost to time, and technologies one can't find anywhere else. And basically, Blackwater had offered to split that with myself and the Iron Tide, should we help him. She says, while gold would have been nice, in a situation like this, the opportunity to have such magical items, one can't pass up. So you see, that's why we're all working for him, or at least why we were working for him, until everything fell apart.
Yeah, and it seems like when we spoke to him, he didn't want anything to do with you. At all.
Doesn't surprise me.
So how about I think we should instead unite together against him and find out more about what he knows.
Alright, give me one more persuasion check, up to 2 of you. DC is 20.
It's not coming from Oswin, so somebody else.
I think we know who it's going
Okay.
coming
Yeah.
from.
So she kind of...
yes.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for a minute.
Alright, so she kind of considers that and looks to Nick, nodding, and says, you're probably right. At this point, he probably thinks I am part of the betrayal he suffered, so I don't know if he'll trust me again. Perhaps going with the Iron Tide is how we solve this. She says, but say we do, and say even if we can form an alliance with them, Blackwater has one of the pieces we need. How would we get it from him?
You mentioned before that you had found this magical key, per se, and we brought it in a caravan, correct?
She says, yes, the Dagger of Asiok, I believe it's called.
If that was the only item of interest that we were bringing in the caravan, that item was stolen. Blackwater does not have it.
She nods. She says it was stolen by the Iron Tides people. It happened
Cool.
during the attack on the
Whoa.
caravan.
You're saying Blackwater has another piece of the puzzle.
He does. He had one to begin with, a ring. It was where his journey started. Finding this ring in an ancient archaeological dig within the Dwarven Empire.
Well, it seems a matter of just getting the ring from him then. I expect your people are probably good at that.
What's your idea with the Iron Tide?
This
As
is-
Blood Hands, you do not have a big enough army to take them on. How are you going to get that from them?
She says we have ways of stealing and assassinating those in power. It wouldn't be easy, but I did have a plan to assault them. But actually, I should ask, are you interested in this vault and working with my people to find out what's inside?
Yes.
She nods. She says, good, because if you're not, I could just pay you as mercenaries to help me get what I need. But if you're going to help us with this vault, then I would bring you in as partners on this job. It would be long term, but I think it would be the more valuable or more profitable way to go for you.
Making such a big commitment right now might be worthwhile for us to talk amongst each other and make sure we're all fully committed to this partnership. Or if we say anything.
She says, all right, shall I give you some time to discuss it? I can go look at your half of a eaten cow over there. Good gods, what's going on?
Have you seen Child's pet? Yeah.
I
Quite
have
interesting.
not. And I'll say they walk away for a moment.
What do you all think?
Yes.
Nick's on
I
board.
see, yes.
Yeah, I'm down to
Yes.
partner with them and try to. Oh, we got Blackwater.
Long Toadleaf, Osman.
Shock says, as she said, or go ahead, I'll let you guys talk first before I have the NPCs weigh in.
It's going to be difficult.
It seems we have a path where we try to form an alliance between the two, or we betray somebody.
And Sithril, it may determine this is not yet set in stone. We may go talk with the Iron Tide and realize they may not be good allies and go from there. I'm just proposing a possibility to you.
She nods. Oh wait, you asked her to step away, so if you go and talk to her, she'll
That's gonna be
say,
excellent.
sorry, what?
Could we hear from like Jimmy and Osman before we?
Oh yeah, sure. Jimmy,
Yeah,
what do you
yeah.
have to say?
Or Jimmy, or I mean Toadleaf and Osman.
Or sorry, totally.
Jimmy's all about it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say real quick, Toadleaf doesn't do politics. He said it earlier.
He's playing with the ogre right now.
Yeah.
Osman,
Yeah.
Osman's point that he tried making was that's going to be a very difficult thing to try to manhandle Blackwater, because it's all coming down to he's the one that we mess with.
And Shock would agree. He says Blackwater, as Sithril said, is quite the political powerhouse within the Empire. Messing with him could cause a lot of trouble down the lines, and could even alienate us as criminals. Like, we might not be welcomed in any of the towns anymore.
Even if
we
we
are the
How
magical
does
that-
miscreants.
I look over at Oswin and I say, does that change your perception of our decision that we should make?
No, we need to analyze and approach it smartly instead of half-assed like we did with the conversation with him. We need plans and contingencies.
Lyra whispers, we could just betray them all and take all the loot for ourselves.
That is a
Also
possibility
do
as
that.
well. But whatever we do, we have to make sure we are as smart as possible about it, so we have the best chance of surviving instead of just going half cock. We've got some great people here that can handle conversations, but if it gets out of their hands like it did at the meeting recently, then I don't think it'll do well unless we've got everything down to a T. It's my analysis.
It was a fair one, Oswin. I do appreciate your inputs. And perhaps we may discuss things in further depth before conversations happen so we can work together. I would appreciate your wisdom in formulating teamwork. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it seems like we have a few choices here.
Well, we are
can
kind
do
of
that.
at the end anyway. If you guys want to
Oh,
delay and talk about it more, and we could just do MVP votes for now.
okay. Work for me.
You.
I got 2 already. So Juan and Beans are tied. I need D20 rolls. Oh. All right, so Juan is MVP. Congrats.
Yay.
Yeah. Fun session.
It's nice to actually feel like I contribute something because you guys carry in the fights, man. Like I'm just like, yeah, you get him.
Yeah, man.
I mean, there are bard spells you could take against undead.
the
Just
the
a lot of
constructs.
Just the charm ones and
rough.
constructs ones don't work. Yeah.
Yeah, constructs were rough because everything I chose, like there was like nothing. I was like, oh, I have some stuff for undead, but yeah, like the constructs, it was like, okay, can't use that, can't use that, can't use that. Oh, let me try to do this, and you're like, yeah, they have massive hit points because they're tanks. And I'm like, okay, so that does nothing.
Yeah.
Next time we just need to stab him with the dagger, leave the dagger in it. You heat metal, we're good to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw that meme
That's a good
recently,
idea.
so
But
That's pretty interesting.
good game, everybody. I enjoyed it.
Good
I
game,
enjoyed
guys.
Good
the
night.
RP. It's
Plot
good.
development.
Thank you, Lou.
It's good to have
Yeah.
a
Sorry.
RP.
Sorry we didn't get to any fighting. Hopefully it was still enjoyable.
yes.
Yes, it was.
Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying. It was like it's good to have an RP session where you can just kind of, I don't know, more so flesh out your character, what they want to do. You know,
Yeah,
what
not
they.
having a panic attack the entire time.
That Lou's throwing just more and more enemies at us.
Jimmy's
Like-
plowing Chaur and bare knuckle boxing.
Yep.
That's the whole thing with my new character. Since he's brand new to the group, I'm like, he's got to keep, and he's intelligent. He keeps his mouth shut until he can figure out how to approach things. So that's why I didn't speak that much in this.
How dare you?
I mean, and I will say, I mean, Nick gave so much to Blackwater.
That's just,
Oh boy, I
anyway,
can't wait.
well, here's the deal.
I can't wait.
Well, and you tried to break into his house, so now the group probably is not
Yeah,
welcome there anymore.
Look! I just wanted to lick his windows.
Oh, okay. You just tell him that, and I'm sure he'll be fine with it.
Euphemisms.
Just gonna lick your windows.
Thank you very
Yep.
much for the game.
Thanks, Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good luck.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Happy
You
Easter.
too.
Fun
I was
session.
thinking of doing like an Easter egg hunt, but I wasn't sure how to incorporate that into the game. So
We're kind of doing
There's
that.
suddenly eggs everywhere. A giant bunny's been spotted in Chaur.
yeah, finding
We're kind of
eggs.
doing that. We're hunting for answers everywhere.
There you go. I'll go with that. That's what I meant. That was
Every egg we find is a little tidbit of a clue to help us solve this fucking crypt riddle.
well. Some of you already know what's going on because you're in my other games.
Yeah, I know all
I
about it.
have no idea because in the other campaign we skipped over this part. So I'm like, dude, I want to do this so bad, and I have no idea how the fuck to solve it. What's going on? And I'm like, come on, give me something.
There's multiple ways to solve it.
Are you talking
that's good.
about the riddle?
A week.
Yeah, the riddle.
Oh, well, you gotta go work on it. You've been doing other stuff.
Yeah, give Beans a week to study in the hall in the library. Beans and Osman, us two in the library would do good.
Yeah. I'm gonna do research.
Yeah, I want to do something. I would like the idea of us trying to solve it a lot. So
Then let's hold off on going to the Iron Tide camp.
I mean, whatever it is, it can't be good, right? That's just the whole basis of
I mean, it definitely doesn't give good vibes, but like I want to solve it, and possibly if we clear that out too, then that may actually make it a secure stronghold for us.
All right, y'all. I'm heading.
Alright.
So,
I'm taking notes, so
Right,
yeah, good
guys.
session, everyone.
Right.
One, I also want to have a revolution in Chaur.